Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back here to English Creek Speedway here as we're now getting ready set for another night of points racing action here as we gloom one more step closer to not only the championship season coming up to an end here next month, but also, of course, the famed English Creek Nationals coming up here in just a very few short weeks. We're getting ready to get set down on the track here and get ready for qualifying times here as we're getting our flagmen in position here. You do see the Arbox drivers there as well from the back grandstands there inside our pit area. Preparing up there, the youngsters getting ready to get down to it here. The lineup will start up here with the machine of the I-70 of Ian McDermott from Berwick, Illinois, the 11B of Brecken Reynolds from Mitchellville, Iowa, the 237 Sawyer Rollins, and then that from Kellogg, Iowa, and then for the 5RJ, is Rhett Raymond from Burt, Iowa. That should be our first four on the lineup here today. As things get ready to prepare up here and get things dialed into the track here, our flagman tonight, Ethan, will be making sure to keep a close eye on the drivers and keeping everybody in check. The officials down there on the inside of the track will certainly be trying to make sure everybody runs a clean and good hard race. We'll be paying close attention for any of the aggressive ones trying to push themselves around when they shouldn't be around here. They will obey the law one way or another. We don't need to go South Park and respect my authority around here. We don't need that. We want to keep it nice and clean green with a good family value here. It's time now for qualifying times here as we're going to bring them out on the track. And again, looks from the way I hear down there, looks like the I-70 of Ian McDermott not able to make the call, so we'll throw him into the back for the time being. We're going to throw the 25, though, of Brock McCumber from Boone, Iowa, out for their qualifying lap. It is now time for your first set of qualifying laps. The times are coming in here. Your top three from this group here will set the pace. The 5RJ of Rhett Raymond, the 237 of Sawyer Rollins, and that 25 of Brock McCumber was your fastest time to start with a 14.697. That will be the mark to beat now for the Arbox drivers. Up next on the lineup here will be the number 27 of Braxton Edwards from Knoxville, Iowa. The 33 is Carson Robinson from Indianola. The 17B is Braxton Klein from Newton, and in the 1C, Carson Baker from Pella. Going to get the next group of drivers out onto the circuit here for their time to set the fastest pace they can. You got new quick times on the board. The number 33, Carson Robinson, going to lay down the fastest in this group, a 14.318, faster than McCumber by 0.3 of a second, but not far behind him in that second spot was the 17B of Braxton Klein, a 14.358. That is going to be our two front runners now as we continue on with qualifying here for the Arbox Stock Division. Up next on the lineup here will be the 49W of Wittenetch from Whitmore, Iowa. The 19 will be Spencer Mills from Altoona. The 3Ks, Kaylee Metheny from Des Moines. And in the 93A, it is Olivia Ambers from Dallas, Iowa. And if I said it once, I will say it again, race fans. When there's new names and new folks in town, if I mess a name up, please do not come at me with pitchforks and torches. You can simply whack me upside the head with the frying pan, but do not tell me how to say the name wrong. Just make sure, without hitting me upside the head, just please tell me how I say it correctly so I do not end up getting those pitchforks and torches at me all night long. We'll set the clock down. We're ready to ride on back again. Out of the group here, race fans here, the top three is now being held by the 3K of Kaylee Metheny, but the 93A Olivia Ambers was not far behind, actually held that spot for a little while with that 14.396. Metheny only on the last lap, landing at 14.366. That now has moved our top five into McCumber, Ambers, Metheny, Klein, and the one they're all hunting down right now still is the 33, Carson Robinson. It is time now for your next group. In the 1B, it's Braxton Miller from Des Moines. The 21JR is Hayden Hawk from Tracy, Iowa. The 224, Sawyer Struck from Attalus, Iowa. And in the 33A, it's Aurora West from Des Moines. Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, you've got three new quick time drivers on the board now. The 1B at Braxton Miller taken with a 14.196. Hayden Hawk, the 21JR with a 14.104, and under the 14 time limit with a 13.984. Your new quick time of the night, the 224 Sawyer Struck. That will certainly see how they fare with these final group of drivers about to come onto the track here. In the 3D, it's Daniel Rhodes from Des Moines. The 7W is Willard Ballard from Madrid, Iowa. And in the 3E is Braxton Heron from University Park, Iowa. And out of this group, one of them has won quite a bit on the circuit this season. More on that later. Let's see how they fare as we send them on down. with our final Arbox stock qualifying group now completed, the fastest of this one was the 7W of Willard Ballard. This time a 14.262, which means the 224 Sawyer Struck is going to be the #1 seed heading into tonight for the Arbox stock division. But being the fastest doesn't always mean you will be the quickest in the marathon that is this racing action tonight. We'll see how each one of these drivers fare as we get ready for heats tonight. It's time now to move on to the second of our 5 divisions here. This is Intermediate Wing Outlaw. All 4 will go onto the track for our only group of qualifiers in this division. It's the 9 of Lauren Fuldner from Knoxville, Iowa. The 42R is Randy Weirholt from Baxter. The 53 is Liam Mason from Liberty, Missouri. And in the 21A, it's Alexander Sutton from Knoxville, Iowa. And the 3E, Ethan Tristan, also joining us here. I just got a little bit of a late call on that one. He's a little bit of a late shower, but that doesn't mean anything when he's the one they're all trying to knock down. We'll see how they play fair as the field will work their way down in the point standings. Qualifying times now put onto the leaderboard here, race fans. Quick time here is going to be on the 42R there of Randy Weirholt. He lays down a fast one, 11.954. Lauren Fuldner going to go second with a 12.217, and then Ethan Tristan lays down a 12.447. Alexander Sutton and Liam Mason rounding out your top 5 from the group. So a quick little intermediates, giving their little showcase here. Again, we'll see a lot more of them as the weeks kind of wind down, getting closer to Nationals time. But right now, it's time for another huge lineup here. This is box stock coming at you. 4 is time, and 4 will be running. Let's see our lineup as it starts with the 50K of Camden Gasper from Newton, Iowa. The 72 is Crew Lowry from Ottumwa, Iowa. The 22 is Carson Sanders from Des Moines. And in the 1X, it's Brent Brooks from Centralia, Missouri. Whoa, and before we get too far with this, I don't think there is a 3-wheel showcase tonight, and if it is, well, that wheel unfortunately decided it wanted to be a rogue wheel tonight. Camden Gasper has lost a wheel coming down the back straightaway here, and no official, just let the tire run. We'll see if it makes it to the finish line. What are you doing? We wanted to see if we could get a time in. Oh, Ethan, don't tell me you wouldn't have tried to flag down that wheel, make sure he got a time in. It was just wanting to run a little quick little sprint around the track, see how far it can go. It's like a bowling ball, just trying to see if you can take down all 10 pins down a 60-foot lane. Well, tough break there nevertheless, though, for the 50K of Camden Gasper. That's going to be a lot of work they're going to need to do down on that 50K, get that thing put back together for heats, and that's pretty much, if you will, going to be a DNF. Not going to be able to even get this thing in a qualifying position. That's a tough break there for them. About ready to refire him here as Crew Lowry, Carson Sanders, and the 1X of Brent Brooks will stay out. Time to see if they can get some good times up on the board. Send them on back down. And for our first set of qualifiers here, the times are now in. The 72 Crew Lowry sets the fastest, 12.182. Second fastest, the 22 Carson Sanders here with a 12.415. And Brent Brooks in the 1X getting a 12.647 for his troubles. That is the marks that will now need to be defeated. Let's see who can take them down. Next up on the lineup, the ghost of English Creek himself. It's Henry Booyer in the 81 from West Des Moines. The 4C is Carson George from Altoona. The 88 is Gannon Heimbaugh from Mitchellville. And in the 84, that's Brooklyn Signs from New London, Iowa. In the subset of division, we had three speedy ones here in this one. But the fastest of the bunch was the 88 again. Heimbaugh laying down a 12.258. Not enough to get Lowry out of that spot, but Henry Booyer there going a 12.334, and Carson George going 12.376. That will now settle our top five with Carson Sanders and Crew Lowry holding the fifth and first spots, respectively. Here comes the next set of drivers here, race fans. It will be the number 21 of Oliver Brown from Ottumwa. The number 1K is Cruz Miller from Des Moines. The 79 is Dax Housley from Runnels. And in the 49L, it's Landon Nett from Whittemore, Iowa. You've got a new quick time on the board. The number 1K, Cruz Miller, with a 12.167, sets the fastest time now for the box stocks. And how fitting. Last time out, they get the first win of their season here. And now they have to go mano-a-mano with the rest of the field entering in for their feature event. We'll see if Cruz can ride that confidence and wave of speed that he had from last week into tonight. Next up on our lineup, it's going to be the number 49L, the 27D of Riker Lopez Beck from Bennington, Nebraska. And the 69 is Trig Don't from Kellogg. The 25 will be Sky Pearson from Pella, Iowa. And then the 20 dub is Rory Weller from Agency, Iowa. I got my fellow officials up here in the booth laughing at me the fact I couldn't even say Nebraska correctly for a second. Out of this group of drivers, it was the 27D, Riker Lopez Beck, sitting down 12.256. Not enough to take down Lowry or Miller from their top spots, but it is enough to put them in the third spot for now. The next group to the scene will be the 02 of Raxton Hahn from Ottumwa. The 83 is Maximus Henderson from T, South Dakota. That 17S is Cash Stanbury from Sturgeon, Missouri. And in the 13H, it's Caden Hamden from Oskaloosa, Iowa. Oh, Ethan, you're smiling and laughing now there, my friend. Are you enjoying yourself so far? He must be enjoying it. He loves seeing the new cars around here. Oh, he's enjoying the commentary, he says. Oh, wonderful. I'm glad I don't annoy you as much as I usually keep talking to you, my friend. Well, nevertheless, race fans, let's get back to the qualifying times here for box stock. One more group to follow after these guys. In this group of drivers, the 17S of Cash Stanbury managing to push themselves into the top 5 spot. They are now in the third place position with a 12.208. Times dwindling down and getting harder and harder to catch that fast one. Let's see if anybody in this final docket has anything left to try to take that spot away from Cruz Miller. Final set will be the 22B of Brentley Hawker from Milo, Iowa. The 16S is Aubrey Steele from Kirkwood, Illinois. And in the 99, it's Ivan Mitchell from Afton, Iowa. This is your final group for the box stocks tonight. Time going to not be on their side. They are going to need to find a way to get the grip and rip it around this place if they want to take down that 1K. Settle on through and prepare for their timing. It's time to set the times and set the speeds. Does anyone have the pace to take one of the top 5 spots away? And with the times now all set to go here, race fans, none of them able to take down any of the top 5 spots. So your top 5 will be Gann Heimbaum, Riker Lopez Beck, Cash Stanbury, Crew Lowry, and the number 1 seed for the box stocks tonight, the 1K of Cruz Miller. All right, now time for some more power to lay down the track. You know, if you may have been paying attention here, race fans, you may have noticed that from Arbox into the stock, all 3 classes have been running different lanes. They haven't just been taking it to the bottom, which means this track is starting to build some lanes and some cushion. Now when you put more speed on the track, oh, there could be even more to use here. Let's find out who figures it out here, as you've got 250cc's now front and center stage. We'll take 4 and we'll do 3 groups of them on the first set. In the number 5, that will be Ashley Slaughter from Iowa City, Iowa. The 52 is Knox Pearson from Pella, Iowa. The 15K will be Cullen Sly from Bondurant. And in the 18, it's J.J. Thornton from Pleasant Hill, Iowa. First group of drivers here laying down the times. Your top three will be the 18 JJ Thornton goes 10.788. Ashley Slaughter going 10.459. And the fastest seat so far, the 52, Knox Pearson, 10.296. A little fun fact for you fans as well as those watching on YouTube with us. First off, thanks for joining us on and be able to come out here tonight. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much for tuning in with us. We hope you enjoy the show. But now I'm going to give you guys a little fun facts here. Out of our 5 classes, we've only had a total of 3 race winners in the A mains at most for each of these classes here if you combine everything together. One of them still is undefeated, but we'll get to him in a little while. But as we're about to get now set down for the track here, we're setting up our next group of drivers here. One of them has already got a race win in this season here, looking to get more on the total. But in the 79, it's Dax Housley from Reynolds, Iowa. The 60M is Marsh Dawson from Indianola. The 60 is Riley Dawson from Indianola. And in the 99, it's Jace Mashing from Carroll, Iowa. Some quick times being thrown around here, but Knox Pearson able to hold off the hard charging 60 of Riley Dawson with a 10.397, as well as that 79 of Dax Housley with a 10.409. That is your 2 fastest from this group. With one more group left to go here, race fans, time to see who can possibly take down that 52 of Peterson. In this final group, it's the 17S of Cash Stanberry from Sturgeon, Missouri. The 777 is Drake Ballard from Ankeny, Iowa. The 45K is Caden Daniels from Moravia, Iowa. And in the number 14, it's Luke Garner from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. This will be your final group for the 250cc Winged Outlaws. Time to rally up the troops and get those motors at full speed and full strength as they're about to roll them onto the circuit. Final group, we'll see who has the speed, if anything, to try and not only get into the top 5 bracket, but also give that 52 a run for their money. strong effort by all involved, but the fastest of this group was the 45K Caden Daniels. He got himself of 10.590. That's not enough to knock down the 52 of Knox Pearson. He's the number 1 seed entering into tonight for the 250cc. Time now for Adult Wing Outlaws. Tonight we got 8 entries here with us, and it's time to see who can take the top spot right out of the get-go. On the start, it will be the number 2 with Ethan Thompson from Carlisle, Iowa. The 21 is Landon George from Monroe, Iowa. The 49 is Carmine Sal from Knoxville. And in the 000, Chad Nillis from McCook Lake, South Dakota. Adult Wing qualifying times now setting on the pace. Out of this group of drivers here, your fastest time was set by the 000 Chad Nillis with a 12.204, but Landon George with a 12.235, and Ethan Thompson with a 12.320 sets the bar with one more group left to come out. The number 50 is Tobin Weaver from Pleasant Hill, Iowa. In the 19H, it's Braden Hicklin from Polk City, Iowa. The 5 is Haley Fogel from Pella, and in the 34, it's Justin Fairchild from Oskaloosa, Iowa. Final group, let's see if they have what it takes to take the top honors away from that 000. Out of this group of drivers here, the number 5, Haley Fogel, was the fastest, setting into the 4th fastest time of 12.812, which means Chad Nillis, Landon George, Ethan Thompson will hold the other 3 spots for the Adult Wing Outlaws. One final group now, race fans, for qualifying times now being set onto the pace here. We'll start them up with the 24P. That's Preston Schmidt from Cambridge, Iowa. The 30J, Jackson Iller from Lake City, Iowa. The number 18 is Noah Garr from Wapello. And in the 38, it's Jeremy Deach from Urbandale, Iowa. In this first group of lineup here, the 30J Jackson Miller sets the time with a 10.525. Noah Guard 10.696. Jeremy Deach in the 38 going with 11.475 for their time. We're going to now bring out the next group of drivers here. The 26 is Walker Overturf from Hedrick, Iowa. In the 78, it's Tayton Geetings from Pella, Iowa. The 29 is Colin Mason from Liberty, Missouri. And in that 52, Knox Peterson from Pella. We brought 18 entries in tonight for Open 500 cc's, and if there's one race I guarantee you do not want to miss, it's going to be this race, in my opinion. It will be our nightcap to end out tonight. You've got a new quick time on the board. The number 26 Walker Overturf with a 10.211, knocking down that 30J Jackson Miller. Knox Pearson able to get into the third spot as well. Got a 10.589 for his troubles. That will now be the bar set. Coming up now will be the 000 of Chad Nillis from McCook Lake, South Dakota. The 5 is Ben Fogel from Pella. The 33 is Jaden West from Des Moines. And the 11R is Rosalind Stoker from Altoona, Iowa. Well, despite literally not being able to figure out 1 and 2 down there, he was able to get a quick time in with that 33 of Jaden West. Got a 10.483. That's second fastest now on the bunch. Not enough, though, to take Overturf down. He's got 10.211. That is still the time to beat. But this next group of drivers, I'd say they have something to say about that. The 84T is Brody Tucker from Pella, Iowa. The number 7, Nikki Ballard from Ankeny. The 219 is Braden Ross from Norwalk. And then in the 4, Jake Schlarback from Knoxville. One more group to follow after this one here with only 2 drivers remaining after that. Then we'll start getting ready to get the track prepped up and ready for our national anthem and all that, and get ready for tonight's racing action here at English Creek Speedway. A new quick time on the board. The 84T of Brody Tucker laying down 10.140. Now is the one who sets the fastest time with only 2 drivers left to try and take that spot away. Here comes your final group and the final 2 to try to do it. It's the 46 of Marty Murphy from Knoxville. And in the 50, Tobin Weaver from Pleasant Hill, Iowa. This will be your final group of qualifying drivers, not only for 500s, but for the entire night, as we'll get ready to get set for the heats that are about to come. Our final 2 now have completed their times, and well, they'll have to start a little bit further down the back, because the one who will stand on top of them all tonight will be the 84T of Brody Tucker with that 10.140. He will be the one they're all hunting down in the heats. Walker over turf, Jaden West, Jackson Miller, and Knox Pearson rounding us out with the top 5 for tonight. Just a few short moments, race fans. We're going to get settled in for tonight's national anthem, as well as get ready for our heats to set for the B mains and then the main events. When we come back to you, we will get ready for tonight's action and showcase here at English Creek. All right, race fans, it's now time to get ready to set the show on the road. But before we can do, we ask if each and every one of you can rise to the occasion, please. Gentlemen, please remove your hats as we will begin the singing of our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages, here in Marion County, Iowa, from the booth and down to the track, proudly presents to you the showcase of big wings and bigger sounds that sing to the name of hard racing and excitement all around. This is truly the road to outlaws. Welcome to English Creek Speedway. Time to get down to the showcase tonight, race fans. Arbox stock now set on the pace. Heat number one coming at you with a 224 on the pole of Sawyer Struck from Annapolis, Iowa. The outside, the 7W Weller Ballard from Madrid. Row number two in the 3K, it's Gailey Metheny from Des Moines. The outside in the 25 is Brock McCumber from Boone. Row three in the 3, it's Braxton Herring from University Park, Iowa. The 1C will be Carson Baker from Pella, and rounding it out will be the 27 of Braxton Edwards from Knoxville, Iowa. It's now your first race of the night for points racing action here at English Creek. And we're going to set them up quick, and we're going to set them up fast. Down on the outside lane, Willard Bauer getting pushed around as a 3K. Kaylee Metheny said, I ain't waiting back here, boys. You either start figuring out how girl power works, or you figure out that I'm going for broke. Moving into the second spot for a second, but here comes Ballard and McCumber fighting back quickly on the 3K. It's the 224. Sawyer Struck leading us down as you got a big battle on for that third and second spot, respectfully. McCumber right now trying to get some momentum cleared back in to get to that 224 as they lead their way down on the front stretch, heading for turn one. Struck starting to slow up a little bit. McCumber was able to get some ground on him there. Nailed it down from about 5/10 to now 4/10. And it looks like he's got even more speed cooking around here. They only get 6 laps to get this figured out, though. That's another 10th gain from the 25. McCumber already looking like he might have something a brewing. He needs to get to that Thunderstruck 224 of Sawyer Struck. He wants to take it away from him. Down to 2/10. Oh, mama, we got ourselves a battle. And Willard Bauer looking on from behind, knows he just needs to keep it safe and play it green. Top 4 transfer the 8 feature as the white flag comes out. One last chance for McCumber to get to that 224. Struck just trying to take it easy. McCumber needs to make the move. Down to the inside looking for one last ditch effort. It's not going to be quite enough this time. Sawyer Struck going to take the win. Second's going to go to Brock McCumber. Third goes to Willard Ballard. And Kaylee Metheny will transfer into the top 4 for the A. The rest will feature to the B. Sawyer Struck not quite in the positions he's wanted to in the A mains. He's still looking for his first A main. Could possibly now have set the bar up. Willard Ballard, he's no stranger to winning in that A main, though. He's had 4 wins in the A main so far. He got it back on June 8th, 15th, and then, May 8th and May 15th. Then he got June 19th and 26th. Ian McDermott, though, was the one that held down 3 of them and got the very first one of the season locked in. We'll see how that plays out for the next go. You know, Ethan, if I'm going to announce the wrong date at first, it only makes sense that you're the one that's got a big headset on, because usually you got to hear my annoying voice down there. Anyway, back on to the heats tonight, race fans here. On the pole in the 21 JR, it's Hayden Hawk from Tracy, Iowa. The outside in the 33 is Carson Robinson from Indianola. In row number 2 in the 93A of Olivia Ambers is from Dallas. And the outside in the 3D is Daniel Rhodes from Des Moines. Row number 3 is the 5RJ of Rhett Raymond from Bird, Iowa. The outside in the 19, Spencer Mills from Altoona. And rounding it out was the I-70 of Ian McDermott from Berwick, Illinois. Only 2 drivers I mentioned a second ago have won in the A mains the Arbox. One of them is going from the tail end of the field. They'll need to get to the top 4 to get to the transfer. Green's out. We're underway. And out of the gate, it will be the number 33 machine of Carson Robinson taking the early lead. 21 JR Hayden Hawk following behind. Olivia Embers making a huge jump from the back and trailing quickly right up ahead, but she's got company on her doorstep. Daniel Rhodes in the 3D went down on the inside and went side by side, said, hey, Miss Olivia, I'm not giving up just that easily. But due to that, Rhodes gets a little company on his doorstep, slide by slide, and the door slams shut by the 5RJ there, Rhett Raymond. Raymond went down and now took the transfer spot away. Ian McDermott traveling from behind, trying to get to him to get to that transfer spot. It is the 33, though. Carson Robinson leading us down here. Hayden Hawk right now in the second spot. Look out for that battle for 3rd and 4th. Transfer spots up for grabs. You've got mid-pack madness ensuing here. McDermott to the inside looking for it. Went 3 wide down on turn number 4 just for a brief fleeting second. Couldn't quite get it around the 5RJ or the 93A. Olivia now needing to try to control the pace. Sets it in motion right on turn 4 as the white flag is out. Trying to hang on as they lead him down. It's the 33 of Robinson looking to breeze this one on by, and off 3 into 4. Robinson is going to do it. Hayden Hawk going to get in second. But on turn 3 and 4, it's going to be Olivia Ambers to the line for 3rd and Rhett Raymond going 4th. That's your top 4 for the transfer spots. Woo. Ooh, race fans, 2 races in a row, and we had some good ones there. Now you see, Ethan, that's what you should be smiling about, not just trying to poke folks jokes at me, the fact that I can't talk very well tonight. I missed last week, and I missed on some great racing. I get here at the last minute. I had to make sure I was prepared, and I'm still not prepared because we have such amazing racing already. It's been so good. But now we got to finish out our heats with the Arbox. It's time for Heat 3. On the pole in the 1B is Braxton Miller from Des Moines. The outside in the 17B is Braxton Klein from Newton. Row number 2 in the 3-3A is Aurora West from Des Moines. The outside in that 237, that's Sawyer Rollins from Kellogg. Row 3, it is the 49W, Wittenetch from Whitmore, Iowa. And then finally, in the 11B, it's Brecken Reynolds from Mitchellville, Iowa. Uh-oh, and that's not good. You see the hands waving from Miss Aurora. She's saying, hey, can I get a little jump boost here? Or some help? Oh. Looks like it still runs down there. Looks like she just needs some help there. See if we can figure out before we set them onto the line here. I think Aurora's saying, hey, I want to go racing. What's going on? Like, why the official down there is like, well, why don't you try to race? It's like, something's wrong. Official down there is like, all right, well, I'll look, see if I can fix it real quick. And that's not going to get fixed, unfortunately. Aurora West, unfortunately, not going to be able to continue her heat. She'll have to go to the B main for this one. What a tough break there for that 33A machine. Coming down the line on the inside, green flag is out, we're running. And it will be the 1B of Braxton Miller leading us down. Braxton Klein right behind, and then a 237 of Sawyer Rollins. Now into the 3rd spot. The newcomer to the show here, the 49W of Wittenetch, having some goes out with the 11B of Brecken Reynolds. That's the final transfer spot. Keep your eye on that because right now, that top 3 are certainly going to be fighting and scratching and clawing for the win here. On the inside now, it is Klein who found a lane and found a choice. He's got himself a run, and you've got yourself a new leader. But Miller, not one to give up that easily. Now looking to try to shoot the gap back down, looking for some momentum. Carry him through on turn 3 and 4. Miller not quite as quick as he wanted to be there. Meanwhile, transfer spot up for grabs as Brecken Reynolds shoots it down from turn 2 and down the backstretch, got ahead of the 49W of Wittenetch. Witten right now needing to find something here to get back to him quickly because white flag is out and your battle for the race lead is not going to go away. Those 3 drivers, one of them is going to come out on top, but which one should it be? It'll be Klein down on turn number 3 and heading for home on turn number 4, snatching this one away from Miller and Rollins. And off the final turn here, the 11B, Brecken Reynolds, going to get himself a transfer spot. He goes to the A main. I do say there, race fans, 3 heats, clean and green, and honestly, very solid racing for these Arbox stock drivers here tonight. We'll see if they can continue that hot streak in the B's to the A main. It's now time for intermediate wing outlaws to take center stage here, race fans. 1 group, 1 heat. Here's your lineup. On the pole, the 42R is Randy Weirhole from Baxter, Iowa. The outside in the 9 is Lauren Fuldner from Knoxville. Row number 2 in the 3E is Ethan Matrison from Oskaloosa, Iowa. The outside in the 21A is Alexander Sutton from Knoxville. And finally, in the 53, it's Liam Mason from Liberty, Missouri. Trent Pearson has been the only one in the intermediate wings that's pretty much dominated the season. But Matrisson, not a slouch or a scoundrel in this one. He's got one main win so far, and that was done back on May 15th. He's looking to try to add another one tonight as we bring him to the green. See how this one plays out as Lauren Fultner and Weirholt immediately go into work with one another. Fultner down the inside right now. Weirholt trying to keep that 9 back from behind, trying to stabilize down the ground, going up high and then shooting down the gap, diamonding it off of turn number 4. Fultner not able to get the momentum down on the bottom, now trying to switch lanes and kind of follow where the 42R is. As soon as you play follow the leader, though, now comes the hard part, and that's trying to figure out how they are getting so fast and so quick around those lanes. 53 of Liam Mason right now holding off Alexander Sutton, that 21A as well. That's the battle of the pack, just trying to get back to the front stack. Matrisson in the 3 in the 3rd spot right now, looking for an opening. Might have got there off turn 1 and 2. Fultner with a bit of a bobble off turn number 2. Opening the lane up here as they go into 3 and 4. Slight wheel-to-wheel contact there from Matrisson to Fultner as they lead him down. Fultner able to hold off the 3E though. We remain clean and green, but we got a little bit of a problem down there. The 53 of Liam Mason is slowing down on pace. That's going to be a yellow. Mason losing power down there, looks like. I think he was trying to find a way to get down on the inside and get out of traffic, but unfortunately that was not on the radar books. Looks like he lost it coming down on the front stretch heading into turn 1 and 2, and once that power's gone, race fans, well, you have nothing. Five laps down of our 8 here so far. Let's see if Weirholt can hold off Fultner, Matrisson, and now Sutton, as we're about to get ourselves another head run down on the track. We'll pick him off the pace off turn number 3, heading off turn number 4. This will be a green-white checkered run. And Fultner immediately trying to jump to the outside there. Weirholt trying to get that door closed on the 42R and finish this one on top. But off turn 3 and 4, white flag is out. Fultner right now trying to figure something out, but here comes Matrisson the inside. That's a huge battle for the 2nd spot. Positioning everything, heading from on turn 3 and 4. Weirholt going to take this one away. Fultner going 2nd, 3rd goes Matrisson. Sutton will take 4th. Well, my race fans, quite the predicament there that Weirholt found him in for a brief short second there entering in turn 1. I thought Fultner might have had some there and put Weirholt in his place, but it was not to be. Weirholt doing a great job hanging on to the defensive side of it and keeping that 9 away from taking that lead. Hopefully Liam Mason's able to get that machine fixed up and get it refired to bring it back on the track. Tough break there for the 53, but still plenty of time to get things dialed in and ready to send down on the track. We've got a lineup of 23 box stocks coming your way, 3 heats, and then this one, top 4 transfer. So 8 laps to the distance for each heat. Let's look at our starting lineup. We'll start them on the pole. The number 1K is Cruz Miller from Des Moines, the outside. The 27D is Riker Lopez Beck from Bennington, Nebraska. And row number 2 is the 20 dub of Rory Weller from Agency, Iowa, and then outside. And this 22 is Carson Sanders from Des Moines. Row number 3 and 13H is Caden Hamden from Oskaloosa, Iowa. The outside, and the 84 is Brooklyn Zines from New London, Iowa. Row number 4, the 69, Trick Dome from Kellogg. And the outside, in the 16S, it is Aubrey Steele from Kirkwood, Illinois. In box stocks, we've only had 3 feature winners, tied with the most of any of our feature series here. And this one's been a doozy, race fans. Dax Housley, despite being the one that holds the most wins here, he is the one that they're all hunting down in that championship hunt. Rory Weller and Cruz Miller also got some wins to their names. As I get to the A mains, I'll get you some more info on the points and how close that is as well, because it does matter around here as we bring them to the green flag to the line. Whoa, on around we go, the 69. Trig don't slipping and sliding, and that's going to be the old yellow. Trig looked like he just went over hard into the corner there, wheel spinning around, and once that wheel spins, it's pretty much like running on ice. You have no control, and when you're running on dirt, you need all the control you can get. Lineup seems to be now back in proper position here. Again, if you cause the caution, you go to the tail. That is the rule. Field going to work their way around now once more as they're getting into field, ready to fire back down again. Top four again are the only ones that transfer the A main. We're going to do a B main for these box stocks. The Pace TV is going to get off the track here. And off turn number 3 into 4, it will be Cruz Miller leading us down. Rory Weller, Carson Sanders, and Riker Lopez Beck having a little bit of a go at it, looking to try to get around that 1K. Oh no, upside down we go. Yellow turning red, 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 red. Well, I don't know if that was exactly what the 84 Brooklyn Signs had in mind. They're going off turn number 2, but got a little tag in the back, I believe, from a lone 69 down there. And Aubrey Steele in that 16S was trying to stop and not cause any more trouble, but once you're already sideways like that, well, let's just say that these things like to dig into the dirt a little bit. Race fans just got word down there. The 84 Brooklyn Sign. She's okay inside that machine there, and she's going to hop out of that machine right here and now. Oh, my word, race fans. I mean, honestly, if you think about it, it doesn't look that violent down there considering there's not much damage to the machine. But let me tell you something. These things are running with no suspension, no shocks, absorbers, or anything. So they feel every bit of this track and this ground. And when it gets rough down there and you go sideways like that, in, down, off that track, I tell you this right now, it is not a feeling you want. It can ring your bell quicker than you know it. But thankfully, with safety innovation and precautions and everything we do with these machines and always trying to treat these tracks and races here, always just never, ever ending finish line of safety can at least be warranted with precaution and with a great sense of respect. And that's why Brooklyn Signs, again, able to just get up, walk away from that. Probably will be a little sore, but they will definitely be looking to get that B main ready up for them. Now, race fans, is 69 again. That was their second caution they caused, so the officials are telling them it's time to go to the infield. You get 2 in this case. If you caused it twice, well, dunzo. Arbox stock does get 3 at least. They are a little younger, so keep that in mind. So they're getting their toes down into the dirt and getting themselves into this crazy world of madness that is motorsports. And looks like I'm getting some hand signals down there. That 22 car Sanders is saying, hey, I ain't fired. I need help here. Our officials are going to get down there and help out the 22. And again, the way these machines work, race fans, is, again, there's 2 ways to do it. There is the external starter, which is a big hunkin' piece of machine that basically goes inside of these carts and goes basically into a little position that goes inside, starts them up. And then the other way is a little pole handle tab they have, and the driver needs to basically hit on the gas pedal while being on the brake and fire up the ignition. It clutches in and then lets the motor run from there, and it looks like, unfortunately, for that 22 car Sanders, I don't think he's going to be able to continue on, unfortunately. So a tough break there. We've pretty much lost 4 of our drivers, which basically means we're going to have 4 going into the A main one way or another. But that doesn't mean anything to these 4. These 4 right here, I am going to tell you, race fans, these kids here, do not sleep on them. This race could be something. They are already in the A main, yes, but that doesn't mean anything to them. They want to be on top of the A main. They want to be the ones that set the standard and get that win in and join the company there. Let's see what they got here as Cruz Miller will lead us down off turn number 4 to the green. Rory Weller will be in the second spot with Riker Lopez Beck now shooting to the inside. Lopez falling back down, couldn't quite get it off the burn and back into the lane he wanted. Rory able to hold him down here as Caden Hamden as well looks on from behind. But it is Cruz Miller, smooth as silk and leading us down the way. The battle is on for the second spot still, though, as Rory Weller continues to hold Riker Lopez back down off their turn number 3. Now for 4, Caden Hamden just trying to find some momentum to carry it through. Track not giving in too much here. Again, it seems as though that it is starting to shift up to the outside. If you can get it to the extreme bottom lane and control it, that's where you want to go. But the outside does have some rubber built up there, possibly a bit of a cushion. We'll see as we go along more and more how much of that cushion builds and breaks down. If it holds on long enough, though, be prepared when those 500s and those 250s come out. That's when that can get interesting here. But right now, anyway, the 1K Cruz Miller just leading us down. We've got ourselves 2 laps to go this time on by. Rory now starting to get more comfortable, starting to put some distance between him and Riker as the white flag comes out. Cruz Miller, well, let's just say he found his own postal code down there. He is keeping this thing away from everybody. As he leads it down off turn number 3, coming from on turn 4, the 1K Cruz Miller looking to keep that wave of success going as he goes to the features. Rory Weller going to go in second, Riker Lopez Beck going to go third, and Caden Hamden will finalize us out for the top 4. Very, very nice indeed here, race fans. We're getting ready now here for heat number 2 to come onto the stage. Let's take a look at our lineup. On the pole, the 72 is Crew Lowry from Ottumwa, Iowa. On the outside, the 88 Gannon Heimbaum from Mitchellville. Row number 2, the ghost of English Creek. It's Henry Booyer from West Des Moines. In the 02, it's Raxton Hahn from Ottumwa. Row number 3 in the 25 is Sky Pearson from Pella. The outside in the 1X is Brent Brooks from Centralia, Missouri. And finally, in our final row 4 is the 21 of Oliver Brown from Ottumwa. And in the 50K, Camden Gasper from Newton, Iowa. And we've got a little bit of a problem down there. Apparently, the ghost has been haunted by mechanical gremlins down there. I've heard of mechanical mischief, but I've never seen mechanical gremlins end up turning into mechanical demons down there, taking down the ghost of the 81. See if we get Booyer fired back up here. They're going to try to reset him here. And it looks like might be some problems down there for the 21 of Oliver Brown as well down on the backstretch. Officials are going to try to get down there quickly and get that refired. And again, race fans, it may seem kind of trivial, but you got to understand here, even though the person inside these cockpits is working hard and working crazy at the wheel, that doesn't mean anything to these pieces of machines and tech. Anything mechanically can break at any time, especially when you're pushing these things to the limit. That's why when you get the best parts and the best service, that is what helps you around here. And that's why, of course, down on our sponsors lineup here, you can see a lot of them have got that help here. Guys like Snap-on Tools, Dan Henning Wings, our friends down there at Marion County Auto Body, Design Metal Art, Gary Men, and, of course, even Marion County Bank, Vanderbeek, YourLifeIowa.org, Jersey Freeze, BG, CraigFord.com, Hanson Real Estate, Ballard, Marco Auto Parts, Big thank you to all of them as well as these drivers and fans that have come on along here tonight. And of course, you race fans watching along with us here on YouTube. And it seems we finally got the ghost of English Creek back up and running here, but it looks like he's going to be in the tail end of this one. Got to get a second refire, throw him in the back. So let's send him on down on turn 3 and 4. Green is out. We'll see how they do as Lowry and Heimbaum will lead us down. Side by side down off of turn number 2 here. Each driver now looking for their lane, trying to get it dialed in. Circuiting through the gaps off turn 3 and 4. It's Heimbaum who takes the early advance. 3 wide down off the front stretch here. Camden Gasper pushing his limits and pushing his luck with Oliver Brown and that 1X of Brant Brooks. Gasper did not get to qualify, and he wants to make up lost time by getting into the transfer spot. Whoa, hold on down there. Slipped and slid off turn 2. Goes to 72, Drew Lowry. He spun that bad boy around in a big 360 motion and set the 0-2, saying, hey, I can do better. Do a breakdance right in front of him. But I hate to say this, but breakdancing on the track does not make a difference in speed, and that doesn't exactly make your position better. Thankfully for Raxton, he'll go back where he was. They will be back in the position they were on the last lap. Unfortunately for Lowry, though, cause of caution. Well, that's going to unfortunately send him to the tail. He's not going to be too happy about that in this case, but he has to go. Lineup now set and back and ready for motion. We've got 2 laps in. We need to get 6 more in to finish this one. The field now preparing to get back down to it. Heimbaum will lead him through off turn 4. Green's back up. Camden Gasper wasting no time there, makes the move off Braxton Hahn off of turn number 1 and 2. Now looking to get to the front of the pack. He's had to work his way from the outhouse. He wants to go to the White House, but now he's got to deal with that 25 of Sky Peterson and the 88 again. Heimbaum continue to hold down their lane. How strong are the lug nuts put into that wheel, and how fast is that fast cat right now? We'll have to see as mid-pack madness ensues again. Raxton Hahn, the 0-2, going mano-a-mano with Brant Brooks in the 1X. Remember, top 4 transfer. That's the transfer spot. Hahn now pushed back in the lane as the 1X here of Brooks. Pushed down on the trail. Oliver Brown, Henry Booyer, and Drew Lowry right now just doing what they can to try to keep up the pace, but look for Camden. Camden made a big move on turn 3 and 4, put it side by side with the 25, pushed the Sky back, now holding into the 2nd spot. And Brant Brooks looking to try and put Sky 1 more position back as the white flag comes on for the 88. Gannon Heimbaum just needs to finish this one in a good position, and he certainly will on turn 3 and 4. Smooth as silk to the finish. Camden going to get 2nd, Sky going to go 3rd, and Brooks will be the final transfer spot for 4th. Woo, race fans, I do declare that was some hard racing ensued around these parts of town. Great stuff there and great energy, to say the least. All right, now we're going to get ready for our final heat of the night for box stocks here. Heat number 3 coming at you here. We'll start on the pole in the 17S. It's Cass Stanberry from Sturgeon, Missouri. The outside in the 79, Stax Housley from Reynolds. Row number 2 in the 4C is Carson George from Altoona, Iowa. And the 83 is Maximus Henderson from T, South Dakota. Row 3 in the 49L is going to be Landon Netch from Whitmore, Iowa. And the 22B is Brentley Hawkett from Milo. Rounding it out in the 99s, Ivan Mitchell from Afton, Iowa. That will be your lineup for this one here. We'll see how the drivers fare in this one here. You got quite a few seated drivers in the points docket right now, ready to get at it and get down to business here. We'll lead them down on turn number 3 into 4. Green's out, and we're charging away. Down from the lanes and down into the chute, it's Cash Stanberry who leads us down, but the battle is on for second. Carson George and Dax Housley right now immediately throwing hands and throwing down. Dax right now in the second spot with Carson George trying to fight hard, trying to fight quick here. But as they work their way through, Stanberry gets a little bit loosey-goosey, and ooh, my, the 79. He almost found his way in, but he got trapped in that spot with the 17S. Couldn't make the pass clear and cut. Now he'll have to try to find a way to get back to that 17S. That's Stanberry's only chance, in my opinion. He can't make another mistake. Housley is extremely difficult to get around and deal with here, as he's the one who's got more wins in the A main this season than anyone else. And right now, he's pushing the ground clearance and pushing that 17S to his limit. Cash trying to hold him off. Meanwhile, battle for the transfer spot as well. Don't forget that one. Maximus Henderson right now dealing with that 49 L of Landon Netch. Landon Netch right now doing everything they can, but couldn't quite get around the A3. Meanwhile, lanes transferred and positions changed. New leader, that's 99. Just a lap ago, taking it away from Cash. Cash couldn't quite hold that 79 back as the white flag comes out this time around. Stanberry did everything he could. Carson George did everything they could, but in this case, Stax Housley was not to be denied. He's going to be the winner for heat number 3. Stanberry George going to go second and third, and fourth. The transfer spot goes to the 83 of Maximus Henderson. That is all 3 heats of box stocks completed. Now we'll have to get them ready for their B mains and get them ready for the A to topple around. Here we go, race fans. Now 250cc's are about to come center stage. 12 entries in this one. We'll have 2 heats. On the pole for heat number 1 will be the 52 of Knox Pearson from Pella, Iowa on the outside. That's 79 Dax Housley of Reynolds, Iowa. Row number 2 is the 45 KSK and Daniels from Moravia, Iowa on the outside. There's 60 Marshall Dawson from Indianola, Iowa. Row 3 in the 17S is Cash Stanberry from Sturgeon, Missouri. And rounding it out in the 777, Drake Ballard from Ankeny, Iowa. Ethan kind of alluding to us up here in the booth. You know, I see big, ugly, dark clouds. I know vortex theory is a thing. When you go fast around an oval, it creates this pattern to create almost like a controlled state for Mother Nature. But, Ethan, don't worry. We won't let you get shock up there. We'll just keep you up there for the time being while you have to hear me ramble along. I'm not nice and safe up here. I'm just up as high as you are. One lightning bolt with this mirror in front of me, and I'm getting electrocuted too, thank you. If not getting some glass in my face. I meant the window there, officials, not mirror. Man, you see what race fans, I know you guys can see me up here a little bit. You see what I got to deal with around here? Yeah, how you doing, guys? Yeah, we're real. I swear we're not just we're not remote location like Fox does with NASCAR. Don't worry. We're real. All right, well, from the window to the wall and no mirrors around these parts at all. It's time to get the 250cc's ready to go here. 6 drivers now ready to get out of here, race fans. Let's get them down. Much time around. It's green flag for their first heat of the night. Pulling them down on turn number 3 and 4. Watch that start. To the green we fire. Start's good. It's showtime. Down out of the gate. Surprise, surprise. The 52 Knox Peterson leads them down. Meanwhile, that 79 Dax Housley looking to trying to gain some ground up as Marshall Dawson 60M looks for him. Car battle right now for the 4th spot. Drake Ballard able to get ahead there. The 45K Caden Daniels and move right up ahead from the 17S of Stanberry. Stanberry trying to fight back and trying to get back dialed into this one, but the power just not gripping around the track, slipping it up and keeping it tight, but not loose enough to get the ripping around. Daniels and Ballard right now battling hard off the center point. Meanwhile, Knox Pearson will lead us down for the race lead. Housley at the moment about 9/10 of a second back. Marshall Dawson about a 10th and 9/10 back. Yellow out on the track. We got a spinner. That's Drake Ballard in the 777. We'll settle him back down here and get him refired and squared up again. Not sure exactly what happened with that 777 of Drake Ballard. It was not quite paying attention here on the front straightaway. The official now bringing us out the single file cone. Now fans and YouTubers alike, if you've never seen us before, you do not know what's going on down there, there is a big rule around here. If you do not pass before that cone on the front straightaway when you go green, you're in the good. If you dare go inside or outside of that cone and pass somebody while doing so, well, let's just say that's going to be a 2-place penalty on your tails. They will have to stay close together and not pass before the cone. We'll lead them down one more time around. Knox Peterson will lead us down. Dax Housley, Marshall Dawson in the top 3. The back 3 certainly putting on a little bit of a show and a good battle off. We'll see if they can continue that up as we bring them down off turn number 3 and turn number 4. Green flag back out. Here we go. Nobody passes the cone on the inside or outside of the other driver, so that is a clear-cut move. Drake Ballard, though, can he refire? Nope. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Slipped and slides, and well, you know what they say, 1, 2, buckle my shoe, 3, 4. You're not settling this score. But in this case, it's just 1, 2, and that's 2 strikes, you're out for the 777. Field is going to reset now with 5 drivers at the helm. Drake Ballard and his crew definitely going to have some work to do down there to get that thing dialed up and tuned up for the next go as we bring it back to the green. Peterson just trying to keep this thing under control. Marshall Dawson, the 60M. He's been gaining more speed and kind of catching up with his brother and Riley Dawson. Now trying to prove something to the driver in the show. He's not just another pretty face around here. Caden Daniels on that 45K trying to find some momentum to get back underneath the 60M as they look on with the 52 just hammering down and keeping the momentum up. That's who they're all chasing after here. Dax Housley right from behind with a white flag high in the sky. Peterson looking to finish this one strong. Down through the center fold and down off turn number 3. They're turn number 4. Checkers out. The 52. Knox Pearson going to win it. Housley going to go second. Third's going to go to Dawson. Clean and green after the mishaps there from the 777. Work will be done for sure there with that crew and that team, but right now they're all going to be trying to see what the heck can they do to get ahead of the curve with that 52 running around these parts of town. Heat number 2 coming your way, race fans. On the pole, the 60, Riley Dawson from Indianola, Iowa. On the outside in the A5 is Ashley Slaughter from Iowa City, Iowa. Row number 2, the 14's Luke Garner from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. The outside in the 18's J.J. Thornton from Pleasant Hill, Iowa. Final starters in the 15K, Colin Sly from Bondurant. And the outside, the 99, Jace Mashing from Carroll, Iowa. Going into tonight's race fans here for the points docket here. That 6D currently is holding the points with 1,093 versus Caden Daniels is 1030. Knox Pearson trying to get more time and ground back on with 1,009. Luke Garner and Marshall Dawson both in the 4th and 5th spot with 954, 914 respectively. Those are the top 5 drivers that still have a fair shake and shot to get on the top of the leaderboards with only so many races left. But in terms of the feature wins, so far it's only been 2 of them that have been on top of the docket. It's been Riley Dawson's year so far, but Knox Peterson, last time out, ended up taking everybody for quite a ride and taking that 2nd feature win of his season. They're going to look to try to do it here later on, but the green flag is back on out as Luis sent him on down, nearly going 3 deep off turn 1 and 2. The 16 there, 15K of Colin Sly, looked maybe to make a run for it on the outside, didn't quite do it. At the 5 right now of Ashley Slaughter and that 14 of Luke Garner, just trying to keep things under control. A little slide job off that 15K. Colin waiting for the move, but Garner with the presence of mind backed it down and then straightened it back up. Keeps it under control and keeps the momentum going right now. Battle for the 3rd spot still grabs as Riley Dawson. Well, let's just say at this point, he's wasting no time. He's saying to their drivers, you can try and get me all you want. You're not taking this one from me. Whoa, look out down there. Colin Sly slips and slides and on around, but gets it refired in time. Excuse me, it was the 18 of J.J. Thornton I was trying to talk about earlier, and now that's even more problem for J.J. I saw some smoke pulling off on that 18 there and pulled it up on the outside. Not sure if the motor was just starting to rumble around and give him problems or what was the case. But it was J.J. Thornton, I need to clarify, that was battling hard with that 5 and the 14. Threw the slider on Garner there, and the next thing I know, well, they may have overstimulated that motor. Let's see if they get a refire here, if they're going to have to push it in the infield. Nope, they're saying, I got to go in. What a tough break there for the 18 of J.J. Thornton. Not what they wanted to do here tonight or be in the position they got stuck in. So they'll get that back in the infield, and they're going to have some work to do down there, unfortunately. Field now ready to bring him back down to the ground. Off turn number 3 and turn number 4. Here it will be Riley Dawson leading us down. Hot start out of the gate here. Garner up on the outside. Watch for the number 14. He makes a big charge on Ashley Slaughter on the outside. Garner now moving into the 2nd spot, but look at Slaughter with the presence of mind down on the bottom, gripping and ripping and sending on through. Battle for the 2nd spot still as we get him down in the ground. Colin Sly and the 99 of Jace Mashing having a little look at it as well. That's the battle in the back stack, trying to get back to the front stack. Garner not able to find that momentum they had on the 5. Meanwhile, at this point, Dawson's already pretty much checked out of this one. Clean and green, just trying to finish this one strong. Heading off turn number 3 and coming for home off 4. Riley Dawson, the 60, getting it to victory lane. 2nd goes to the 5 here of Ashley Slaughter. 3rd will go to Luke Garner. 4th goes Jace Mashing. And rounding it out will be the 15K, of Colin Sly as they slip and slide their way right off of turn number 4. And that will conclude the 250cc Winged Outlaws here. Very, very interesting dilemmas and positions we have seen here tonight, race fans. With still much more to go. But there is 2 more classes left for heats, and then we'll go to the B mains. And we're going to get really rowdy here as we get into the A mains tonight. But first up, here is your first and only heat of the Adult Wing Outlaws. And on the pole, the undefeated one, the 000, Chad Nillis from McCook Lake, South Dakota. The outside in the 21 is Landon George from Monroe, Iowa. Road number 2 in the 2 is Ethan Thompson from Carlisle. The outside in the 5 is Haley Fogel from Pella. Row 3 in the 49 is Carmine South from Knoxville. The outside 19H is Braden Hicklin from Polk City, Iowa. Final starters, the 50, Tobin Weaver from Pleasant Hill. And the 34, Justin Fairchild from Oskaloosa. I did not stutter when I said the undefeated one. Every single race, every single main event that we have ran, other than the heats, Chad Nillis has won every one of them. Could the streak continue tonight? We're about to find out as they bring him to the green. Out of the gate, Carmine South from the 49 going to push their way around with the number 21 of Landon George and the 2 of Ethan Thompson right in the mix. Meanwhile, in the background, Tobin Weaver in the 50 going mano-a-mano with the 34, Justin Fairchild, as the 19H of Braden Hicklin just trying to run away from all of them. The field now is following the pace of the 000. Landon George and Thompson, though, they have speed. They need to start gaining some ground, getting something figured out here. If they dial it in, they are going to give Chad a run for his money tonight. That's much is for certain. Pulling their way right off of turn number 4 of the front straightaway here at the moment. It is Nillis leading us through. Thompson, George in the mix. Meanwhile, Fairchild and Weaver, they're having a little bit of a go at it right here down off of turn number 2, down that back half. But it looks like Fairchild might got a problem down there. Slowing down quite a bit. Not sure if a mechanical issue or just maybe just unfortunately not getting the pedal down on the ground like he wants it to. 5 down, 3 to go. And coming this time by, race fans, here comes the green flag high in the sky. We got a white flag next time on by. It is Nillis leading us down. Thompson in the 2nd spot. George in 3rd. Carmine South holding up the rear in the 4th spot with a little bit of trouble coming from behind. Haley Fogel in the 5. Looking to try to get ahead of that 49. Pushing their way off turn number 2. It is Chad Nillis just needing to finish 2 more good corners. He is successful in this one. Chad Nillis going to get the win for the Adult Wings in the heat. 2nd's going to go to Ethan Thompson. 3rd goes Landon George. 4th will go to Carmine South. And Haley Fogel will round it out in the top 5. And now, race fans, here comes the final 2 heats of the night. And what a way we send it down. Open 500s about to rip around English Creek here. Prepare for sheer speed, power, and momentum about to be carried around these parts of town. Let's take a look at our lineup. And on the pole, it's the 84T of Brody Tucker from Pella, Iowa. On the outside, the 219s, Braden Ross from Norwalk, Iowa. Row number 2 in the 33, it's Jaden West from Des Moines, Iowa. On the outside, the 52 is Knox Pearson from Pella. Row number 3 in the 18s, Noah Garr from Pella, Iowa. On the outside, the 78 is Tayton Geetings from Pella. Row number 4, the 000 is Chad Nillis from McCook Lake, South Dakota. The outside in the 11R is Rosalind Stoker from Altoona. Row 5, your final C is the 29 of Colin Mason from Liberty, Missouri. And in this 500cc A main feature winner so far, we've only had one driver be able to get more than just one feature win. That is, of course, the one who was on the top totem pole tonight, the 84T of Brody Tucker. He had wins down from May 1st to 8th, 22nd, then got another win on 19th and 26th. Of course, we had some rainouts that unfortunately kind of mishapped our schedule here. Knox Pearson and Riley Dawson, the only two drivers that have won in this series for the A mains. Will there possibly be another one added to tonight's growing list? We're about to find out, as you got a front runners, a murderer's row, if you will, of hard chargers and fast-paced cats ready to get bad fast around these parts of town. Lineup now getting into working order here. It is time to wheel and deal around here as we bring him on the back straightaway here. Brody Tucker will lead him down. Off turn number 3 and going in through turn number 4. Green flag is out, and here we go. Full steam ahead as it is Brody Tucker. No, wait just a minute. There is a big yellow sign up there that says, yield, slow down. That's not the way we start the race. Ethan down there in the flag stand saying to the drivers, hey, that was not the start we wanted. And honestly, that's not even the lineup we're supposed to have here. We got to put that 219 back where he belongs. There he goes. Off through turn number 3 into 4. There we go to the green flag. That was much better to the flagman as we lead him down. It is hard charging 84 TF Tucker once more to the lead. Battle off the inside though, everyone in a bit of a shootout. Whoa. Trouble off turn number 1 and 2. Whoa. Well, the 52 of Knox Pearson came to a stop, but the story on that one is that in complete madness of mayhem mixing up down there, the 11R of Rosalind Stoker getting the 000 of Chad Nillis in a triple wide chaotic situation with them, and the 29 of Colin Mason thankfully did not get uglier than just a quick little spin out, a little bashing of the mines. Well, that could have been very dangerous there, race fans. So the 52 of Knox Pearson going to go to the tail end of the field here for that one. Not exactly what they want or what they wanted to be in this case, but that is the situation they'll run them down at. So right now we did not get a lap in for the record books, race fans, so we have to do another restart here, but we had to put, of course, the ones that caused the caution into the tail end, so they're just trying to get the timing back in place here. Trying to make sure everyone goes in proper position, proper place. I'll tell you this, race fans, as well. One thing that you may not be able to see, obviously, on My Race Pass, let alone be able to see like what we're dealing with up here in the booth, but with these timing sheets and with figuring out who was where and who was what and what happened exactly, let's just say there's a good thing electronic timing systems are put in place, because otherwise this would be an absolute maniac of stuff that we would have to be putting together here. But thankfully, we are able to work everything in beautifully and use all our systems to full good use. And thanks to My Race Pass, of course, thank you to them. And of course, EnglishCreekSpeedway.com gets you all the data, news, points, outlets, as well as schedule that we bring to the table. Be sure to always check out on there, and be sure to check to see where your favorite driver is, leading in, of course, to the English Creek Nationals and the season championship stakes. We're getting ready to fire him back up and pull him on down off of turn number 3 into 4. Looking for the green. Green's back out. Here we go. Digging it up 3 wide on the outside. Not Pearson, not wasting any time. That might be a questionable start, though. He looked like he might have got a little bit quick on the jump there. But it is Brody Tucker that leads us down right now. Battle off between the 33 of Jaden West and that 219 there of Braden Ross, as Braden surrendering the spot now. Knox Pearson is trying to travel through. He's now right in a 3-wide gap between Nillis and Gar. Noah Gar trying to hold down his lane and keep Pearson at bay. Nillis just trying to stay out of trouble and stay out of anything necessary that he doesn't want to be in. Dax Hadley now the one that Noah Gar and Knox Pearson going to look towards to fight this one out. 4 laps down. We still need 4 more completed. It is Tucker leading us down here with Jaden West now trying to gain some ground. The lane seems to be fixated towards the bottom and the middle groove, but the outside could push up a little more as time goes on. Gar surrendering down on the bottom to the 52 as Pearson found his lane up. Wide flags coming out this time on by the 814 as he works through the last traffic. Makes his way around Roslyn. Now with the white flag out, having to try to get around Cullen. Slides it down, looking to finish this one strong. Off turn 3 and 4, the 814 gonna get her done to the finish. Second will go to Jaden West. Third's gonna go to Tate Giddy. Fourth, Knox Pearson, and Noah Gar rounding it out in the top 5. And for what I understand down there, a bid radio down, the 52 did get flagged on that one for that start. That's 2 positions back down, so he'll give Chad Nillis the top 5 spot. Gar will go 1 step ahead of Pearson. Cannot jump those restarts. You got to play by the rules. And there's one thing I definitely don't want to do is I don't want to make Mr. Ethan mad down there. That flagman watches everything. He's no slouch down there, folks. He deals with some of them big boys down there in Knoxville, if I remember right. So he does not play around. He knows what he's looking for. We're going into heat number 2, race fans, here in the number 26. It's Walker Orbiter from Hendrick, Iowa. The outside in the 24P will be Preston Schmidt from Cambridge. Row number 2 in the 30J is Jackson Miller from Lake City, Iowa. The outside in the 7 is Nikki Ballard from Ankeny. Row 3 in the 5 is Ben Fogel from Pella. The outside in the 4, Jake Slaughterbeck from Knoxville. Row number 4 in the 50 is Tobin Weaver from Pleasant Hill, Iowa. The outside in the 38 is Jeremy Deach from Urbandale, Iowa. Your final seat in this one, the number 46, Marty Murphy from Knoxville, Iowa. Field now readying themselves up and ready to get down and dirty here. This is the final heat of the night, race fans. When we get done with this one, we're going into the B mains and then maybe probably do a quick little track prep. We give some time down there to Grandma Ruth's snack shack down there. I'm telling you, there's goodies down there. There's some good food there. Do not sell yourself short. Go get some of that good stuff down there in that shack, that snack shack. I'm telling you. But before you do, watch along with us here as we get ready to rally up our final heat of the night. Open 500s, ready to go center stage. Green flag is out. It's showtime. And allocated will be the number 26. Whoa, whoa, whoa! The 20, excuse me, the 26 and the 24B of Preston Smith. Well, they certainly were having a little bit of a dogfight down there on that back stretch. Schmidt on the outside pushing. Overturf to his limit. Overturf's trying to stay to the bottom. Schmidt on the outside looking for the lead. He's got it coming off purple. I was getting a little bit concerned there because it looked like Schmidt was literally about to put that thing into the wall protection and go for the ride, but he kept it nice and green. That's cool. That's cold, hard, clean living right there. Oh, now St. Jimmy 7 to 26. Watch out. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Walker Overturf down there, unfortunately, going for a quick tail whip and a spin here. To our folks over on YouTube land, a word on the street is there's a few folks down across the state here that unfortunately have been succumbed to Mother Nature. So if you could or you like to, and get more eyes on us and make sure that people aren't missing some hard racing tonight for free, mind you. Share this stream around, share it around, and share it to your friends and family. Let the people know we are racing and we have a show to present to you. Preston Schmidt, man, he was absolutely cooking that 24P down there. Almost find himself in no man's land. He was literally beebing, bobbling, weebling, and wobbling all over the place down into the backstretch heading for turn 3. I thought, honestly, him and Overturf were connecting with one another a little bit, but it looked like more than anything, it was just cold, hard, clean racing. When you find a few big bumps and ruts down there, race fans, it can get a little bit dicey as we lead them down here, trying to set the pace up. Off turn number 4, back to the green, and here we are. Schmidt will lead us down. Vogel and Miller right now in a big hot pursuit. Meanwhile, Ballard trying to exercise those demons she's been dealing with all season long. The 7 is right now on the 4th spot. We're going to try to get up there. As deep to the inside goes the 5 slider. Right on turn number 2. Here comes the 30J. It's another slider. We've got ourselves a slide down city debate. These two will debate it all night long. Vogel gets another good one. But Hiller, look at this. He threw another one. Oh, mama, we got ourselves a race. Look at down the inside. Vogel this time. He didn't get all of it. Hiller now trying to get away from him. Quickly down the lane. Vogel though drove it down again hard and couldn't quite keep the momentum up. Pushing their way around with a white flag next time on by. It is the 24B of Preston Smith looking to finish this one on the highest of notes. Nicky Ballard as well as that 26 Walker Overturf trying to get one last shot at some position. Well, turn 3 and 4, you're not getting the top one because it goes to the 24B of Smith. Second's going to go to Jackson Miller. Third's going to go to Ben Vogel. Fourth, Nicky Ballard and Walker Overturf rounds us out in the top 5. All right, fans, that was a banger. It's not always the race lead you got to worry about. Sometimes the battle could be anywhere in the mid-pack to the back stack, and that was a great show in there from every one of them. Schmidt may have ran away with the lead, but that doesn't mean anything in the feature. We'll see if he can dial it in one last time and try to take the top honors away. You've got 2 B mains coming up here, race fans. We take the top 2 transfer for the Arbox, and then we'll take the top 4 for the box stocks. But first up, of course, will be the Arbox stock division. Let's look at our lineup, and it starts on the pole. The 3 is Braxton Herring from University Park, Iowa. On the outside, the I-70 is Ian McDermott from Berwick, Illinois. Row number 2 in the 49W is Witten Netch from Whittemore, Iowa. The outside in the 1C is Carson Baker from Pella. Row number 3 in the 3D is Daniel Rhodes from Des Moines. The outside in the 33A is Aurora West from Des Moines. In row number 4, your final seeds, the 27 of Braxton Edwards from Knoxville, and the 19, it's Spencer Mills from Altoona, Iowa. Field now ready to get squared up and get down to it. Whoa, hold on a minute. Well, great. Well, green's going out. I don't think, though, that should have been started. That looked like that was all over the place. Slow down, youngsters. Slow down, slow down. Hold on a minute. Okay, rule number 1 around here, do not disobey the law. You follow the law or you will be unfortunately sent to the back. And unfortunately, the young lads and lasses thought, well, hang on a minute. If we be very sneaky and quiet like we are around our parents, maybe we can sneak away with this one. But nope, we are not your parents and we do not play around. You must still follow the law around here. You got to play fair and square around here, race fans. So that is going to be a complete restart. We need to get everybody back in position here. So from what I could gather up here, it sounded like one of them wanted to get going quickly. Then the other kind of just said, hey, wait a minute, maybe I should do the same too. And the leaders were like, wait a minute, why are you guys all up here now? We're not even green yet. And then as soon as the flagmen put the green up, they saw, oh, okay, now we're racing. But no, that's not how this works. You still got to obey by the rules, and you got to follow the law. Now our flagman down there is getting a little bit a little wheezy and a little bit wobbly-legged down there. He knows that he sees Mother Nature at her fury right now. But don't worry, race fans. We're keeping a close eye on that radar. That weather is staying away from us at the moment. And we're looking to get this show into tonight. Looking to get fielded back down. Our Pace ATV going to get the youngsters squared up again. Don't leave that line. Stay in line. Now right down on the back straightaway here. Keep it slow, keep it slow, keep it tight. Off turn 3 and 4. That looks better. Now let's make sure it's just right as we bring it back to the green. And Ian McDermott, he's going to lead us down right out of the gate. Aurora West right up on the outside, though, with a huge dump there on the 1C of Carson Baker. Aurora West right now trying to get right down in the lane. Oh, there goes the cone on turn 3. I think that's the 3D of Daniel Rose that took that cone out. Well, that cone took a little bit of a leap and a frog and a little bit of a lily pad shot there. That thing's dug into the 3D down there. They're trying to get that thing out of there, but that cone's not coming out right now. Oh, hey, there it went. Nice and easy, nice and easy. Let's play fun, let's play right, and send it on this way tonight. Green flag back out once more here. Herring will try to lay it down, and McDermott immediately taking full center and stage and taking control of this one. It will be McDermott leading us down here. Aurora West, though, well, she wants some sweet revenge and to get back into the top brackets here. Looking for the 27, though. Braxton Edwards, hang on a minute. Whoa, no. You got right in there with the 1C there of Carson Baker off turn number 2. I was just going to say for a second, Braxton, I don't know where the heck he found that speed, but he was laying down that gas pedal. But unfortunately, he got a little too eager there, and he caught right into the 1C. Credit for the speed, but that was not what they had in mind, and unfortunately causing that caution to go. All right, sounds like they're getting a refire on the 1C here. Braxton Edwards, again, the one that caused the caution, so I believe that'll send him to the tail end of the field here. You know, it's funny as race fans, I was down there not too long ago, and I talked with Braxton Edwards' parents and himself as well, and, you know, they told me flat out they're starting to dial this thing in and get it figured out, and honestly, I can fully concur. As soon as he gets it nailed down and he gets more of that momentum carried through, he's definitely going to be one to watch out for. And it kind of showed right there. He had a lot of speed and buildup. Just unfortunately found himself in a very nasty little situation there. So 1 lap is in the books. We have 8 laps that need to be completed. Ian McDermott again going to lead us down here with Carson Baker right there on the backside there of him. And going into tonight's race fans here, Ian McDermott is your points leader. He's actually got 1,059 points ahead here with Brock McCumber in the second spot with 962 and Braxton Miller with 960. Braxton Klein with 957 and then Carson Robinson with 934. And again, all these points can be found on EnglishCreekSpeedway.com to see all the latest news and updates. But right now, it will be McDermott trying to get to the A main to capture more points in a much heated battle. But Aurora West at 33A, she's no slouch here. Immediately taking a look to the inside there, trying to find something on Carson. Meanwhile, on the outside here, Braxton Edwards, he's back at it again. He's charging. He's going full steam ahead. Braxton Herring getting a little tag there for that 27. Meanwhile, on the outside, the battle for the transfer spot up for grabs. It is between West and Baker. Baker slammed the door on her, though, up on the outside. Got trapped on the wall, and now Aurora, was not liking that, and she was trying to get another run on that 1C, but got closed off the gap again. And here comes Daniel Rose in the 3D now, moving quickly here for the third spot. Trying to get one more going here, up on the inside. Carson Baker right now got some company on the doorstep. The inside, here comes Rhodes. And Rhodes now in the transfer spot. Taking full center aim. Aurora West right now trying to get around that 1C and try to get to that 3D, but time is running out. Ian McDermott's coming up. White flag this time on by. The I-70 of Ian McDermott just absolutely putting this one to bed and looking to finish this one strong. Down off the final corners here, white flag up, trying to finish it off. And on turn 3 and 4, the I-70 of Ian McDermott going to do just that. He's going to the feature. Aurora finally getting around the 1C, but too little too late because the 3D of Daniel Rose will join the I-70 in the main event. So one more B main left to go, race fans here. Well, I said the lightning and the ugly stuff was away from here. I didn't say anything about Mother Nature not giving us a quick little drip of some water coming down. Apparently to Ethan down there, apparently I make a great weatherman because I'd be wrong anyway, like most weathermen are. Gee, thanks. Well, at this point, Ethan, why don't I just try to become an auctioneer? I think that'd probably be better for me in this case then. Nevertheless, race fans, right now the rain unfortunately is coming down. We're going to try to get the show still in here. We will be looking closely at that radar even more now, making sure that we don't get too much of the bad stuff. We're going to take a quick little break though, race fans, see if maybe it'll calm down here and see if we can get this one finished up. So while we are on break, race fans here, if you want to head on down to the Grandma Roof's snack shack down there, sure to get yourself some food and something to eat or drink real quick, and maybe find some cover of the rain if you need to. I do like the fact, though, here on the front stretch, a lot of the fans here thought ahead, and not only did they get some nice chairs to sit in, but they also decided to bring their umbrellas with them. Well, smart thinking down there. Great on you. I did not have to think that in this case here. I am covered by a big sheet of wall and plastic and, well, whatever the heck I'm looking at this point. I called it a mirror earlier by accident. It's technically a window. This is a good reason why to remind you at home, and as well as you kids out there, make sure you stay in school. Don't be like me and get out of school and when I shouldn't have. So, race fans, we will just cut for a quick little break here. Hopefully, we'll get things squared back up here. We're just going to give Mother Nature time to subside, and then we'll try to get back down the track for more hard racing action here at English Creek. All right, race fans, after a quick little break and little intermission, we are going to now get things refired and back on the road. We're not done yet till the show is over. We're going to get this one in if we can. As we get things refired and set back up here, of course, you know, I've been getting on this guy up here in the flag stand up here from the booth for so long, but I have found out something that I just had not known about. Apparently, from his mother down there, she wants to give a big old happy birthday tomorrow to the flag boy down there, Mr. Ethan. Ethan, happy birthday tomorrow, my friend, from your mother and us. He's going to be a quarter of a century old tomorrow is what I've been told. Oh, word. Ethan, you're going to be a quarter of a century old tomorrow, and yet you're still younger than me. God, now I feel like an old man. Well, nevertheless, though, from all of us here at English Creek there, brother, happy birthday, and thanks so much for doing all you do around here, even for all the trouble we give you. All right, race fans, you see the machines moving back around on the back straightaway and into that pit zone down there where the gates are open and we're ready to roll them again. The box stocks will take 4 from the transfer, and we're going to have 11 of them going to go out of here in this one. Let's take a look at our starting lineup. On the pole in the 84 is Brooklyn Signs from New London, Iowa. On the outside will be the 02 of Raxton Hahn from Ottumwa. Row number 2 is the 49L, Landon Knetch from Whitmore, Iowa. The outside of the 22 is Carson Sanders from Des Moines. Row number 3 in the 81 is Henry Booyer from West Des Moines, Iowa. The outside of the 99 is Ivan Mitchell from Afton. Row 4 in the 16S, Aubrey Steele from Kirkwood, Illinois. The outside of the 72 is Crew Lowry from Ottumwa. Row 5, the 22B is Brentley Honkin from Milo, Iowa. The outside in the 69, Trigdon't from Kellogg. Final starter in the 21 is Oliver Brown from Ottumwa, Iowa. That will be our final B main in the night. Once we get that set in, we then go to the A mains and try to finish this show out tonight. To the roar and sound of the engines, race fans, we're getting ready to fire them up and get this one on the road once more. So it looks like we're going to roll them right onto the circuit here. 10 laps to the distance here, race fans. We're getting ready to fire them on down and get settled on center stage. It is now time to see which four will go to the A main and join the rest of the box stocks off through turn number 3 into 4. Green flag is out, and here we go. Nearly 3 wide down on the gate. Ivan Mitchell taking a huge look up there. Can't quite get momentum going as Brooklyn Signs and Trick Don't trapped in the mix off turn 2. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Looks like the 84 might have been slipping around down there and got right into the 69. Couldn't quite tell from that. We'll have to give the officials a call on that one. Well, from looking at the vantage point and our great camera work from our camera crew down there, they ended up catching all that action perfectly for us here. And it looks like the 16S of Aubrey Steele got a little bit lopsided there and ended up pretty much sending the 84 in a bit of a troublesome spot there. And Trick Don't was not able to get out of that way in time. Field now squared back up yet again here. We got to get 10 laps in and get this one finished up here. We can't waste time, so let's get down into the ground and off turn 4. We're back to refiring them up again. Mother Nature going to play a factor on the dirt now. We'll see how the drivers react as we bring them down through off turn 3 into 4. It is Carson Standards, your leader, with Raxton right in the mix. Henry Booyer in the back stack as well, going mono down there with that 49L of Landon Knetch. Landon Knetch right now here doing what they can, just trying to keep in the top 4 bracket. They want to go to the A main for the first time here this season. 3 wide on the back half there though. Aubrey Steele, Ivan Mitchell, and as well as Brooklyn Signs all over the place with Oliver Brown looking on. How they cleared that one is beyond me, but they did a great job doing it and keeping themselves out of trouble. Down to the paces and down to the chute. Crew Lowry in the 72 now looking for the final transfer spot. Heading off the front straightaway here at the moment, the 72. Lowry right now looking to get up in between the 81 and the 45, the 49L. It is still Carson Sanders leading us down with the lead. Trying to hang on, trying to stay under control. Watch out for Lowry, though. Lowry is looking. He's trying to get in between that gap, trying to take away Bowyer's position. But Bowyer, he doesn't worry about him. He's worried about trying to put Landon behind him. Now for the 3rd spot, you've got a new 3rd place position. Bowyer is now beginning to become the ghost of English Creek again and haunting every driver who dares enter his territory. Landon, though, now looking to try to get back on the bridge and trying to get that gap away. Crew Lowry right now trying to hold on and trying to get ahead of that 49L. Landon, though, he's in trouble. Crew Lowry is right there with him as the white flag's coming out this time on by for the 22. Carson Sanders right now going to get himself a nice white to look down on the stripes. Coming through. Time running out. On down the final set of corners. It is all Carson Sanders going to take it to victory lane. He's going to the A main. So Raxton, Henry, and Landon, they will join the feature. Talk about racing hard and racing with instinct. Every one of these drivers giving it what they got and shot from the dark. So race fans now just getting the B stocks all situated here. We got to get the A mains now set up. I know we're running on the clock right now, but we got to get everything in the timing position, put it in place, and then get them printed off and send them to the man himself, as he's going to run that thing down to the pit side and get everyone in race lineup order. The official down there going to give it a nice little white stripe down there. Got to make sure we have ourselves a open area for these drivers to know when they're supposed to get ready to fire off in the green. Race fans, it is time for your A main events of the evening. Ten laps to the distance for your feature tonight for the Arbox stock division. We're getting ready to send down the field and send down the drive as we get them off through turn number 3 and 4. Green is out. It is showtime for Arbox stock. 3 wide entering down off of turn number 1 and 2. Brock McCumber immediately taking a liking to the inside. Braxton Klein in the 17B trying to find some run and hit the momentum up. Meanwhile, the 33 of Carson Robinson finding himself in a bit of a trouble spot there off turn 4. Pushed back around to the back. Moving their way down through the lanes here. It is Sawyer Struck at 224. Your race leader, McCumber, he got into the 17B a little too hard. And trouble. Stop him down on turn number 4 there. Olivia Ambers, youch! Took a nasty hit there, and that machine has got a problem. Back right rear wheel is destroyed, and that is completely bent out of shape. Nothing she can do about that one. Olivia right now getting talked to down there from the official. She is moving around inside the machine there, but official, I would not probably refire that thing. That right rear wheel is broken. That thing's broken. I would, honestly, right now, if anyone could stop Olivia, I would stop her right there. I would not go any further and damage that machine any more than it has. That right rear wheel is badly damaged, and it's not going to be race ready. I'm just going to say that right now. Brock McCumber going to have to go to the tail end for that one. Unfortunately, caused the situation off turn number 3 and 4. Went right into the 17B of Klein and unfortunately caused that little mishap there. Tough break, unfortunately, but not a whole lot they can do. Right now they're currently getting the 93A here on the toe link there. And what a terrible break there for Olivia. Had a wonderful heat. Showed she's got power. Showed a great qualifying time. And just found herself in a troublesome spot off turn number 4 there. Thankfully, she was able to keep it on all 4 wheels and not go end over end. But I got to believe she's probably going to feel that hit in the morning. That's not a hit you want to feel at any time ever. You can see a good look there again on that 93A's right rear wheel there, race fans. I was not kidding you when I said that thing is bent out of shape. When they hit, man, that thing took a nasty tumble and basically bent the entire arm of the axle rod and the machine there. And once that thing basically collapsed in, that's going to basically be getting under the cage and getting under that machine, try to get that suspension worked out. That's going to be a lot of work. Ready to refire them up here again, race fans, and settle on down once more. Going to pull them right off the distance off turn number 3 and 4 next time on by. McCumber again having to go to the back for the situation they started. We're getting ready to refire them once more here down the back straightaway here. We're just getting them squared up. Got to keep them nice and steady and nice in pace here. It's nice and slow, youngsters. Don't go crazy. Keep it down to the ground, and green flag back on around. And Sawyer Struck once more, leading us down. Braxton Klein and Braxton Miller right there behind him. Carson Robinson and Willard Ballard here, all looking to try and make some run and make some speed on the lanes. Ian McDermott and Willard Ballard are the only two that have won in the A main so far. Will we see a new one here tonight? Right now at the moment, it looks like it could be Sawyer Struck or it could be Braxton Klein getting that done and figured out, but at the moment it is still a hard charge for position as we roll them down through the lanes. Struck will hold them down at the moment. Meanwhile on the mid-pack side, the 237 here, Sawyer Rollins here doing what they can to try to get around that 21 JR machine of Hayden Hogg, but meanwhile up for the race lead, Klein finally found an opening there and got right up ahead of Sawyer Struck as Struck has been thunderstruck by the 17B, and you've got a new leader right down on the back straightaway. Struck to the inside, and he struts and fights hard, and he slams the door on the 17B. Oh, Rubbin is racing, race fans, and right now, Klein, you got to figure out how to get back around him. Here comes a 33 and the 1B right behind him. Miller and Robinson right now with Ballard looking on, trying to see if they can maintain the pace and maintain the speeds. Next time around, it's going to be green flag up in the air. You've got 2 laps to go. Can Struck hang on? Klein looking for one last dash. Whoa, hang on there. That cone took a little tip and a whirl, did a little break dance coming down through 3 and 4. Klein's last shot going to be anything but. He needs to find a way to get Struck caught off guard. Struck went down a little bit. May have cost himself a little bit of time there. Rolling down into 3 into 4 one more time. Klein looking for him. He's not going to get him. It's Sawyer Struck to the win. Sawyer Struck going to get his first win in the A main event this season. Klein having to settle for second. Braxton Miller going third, Willard Ballard fourth, and Carson Robinson fifth in an all-time heated fight there for position. What a race, race fans. Sawyer Struck his very first win ever in the A mains for this 2026 season campaign. And he had to do it by basically holding off an absolute unit of a hard charger in Klein. Klein, nothing to be ashamed of. He did everything, in my opinion, perfect and done right. But it was just not quite enough speed to hold off when the going gets tough and the tough gets rough around here. So one brand new race winner for the A mains now put in the books. Will we see more? We're about to find out because Intermediate Wing Outlaws are coming up. Here we go, race fans. Time for intermediate wing outlaws, and on the pole in the 42R is Randy Weirholt. The outside in the number 9 is Lauren Fultner from Knoxville, Iowa. Row number 2 in the 3E, Ethan Matrissen from Oskaloosa, Iowa. On the outside in the 21A is Alexandra Sutton from Knoxville. Your final starter in the 53, Leah Mason from Liberty, Missouri. In this battle of supremacy here, 15 laps will tell the tale. Trent Pearson not making the call tonight here. Matrissen, the only one that's won a feature in this one. Could we see another new face in town? We're about to find out as the green flag flies on down. Out of the gate, Fultner putting Weirholt to work here. Immediately trying to put Weirholt in a tough position, in a predicament. But Lauren now will have to try to gain some ground and get back into this one. Weirholt is not going to give an inch. Matrissen in the inside right now, immediately trying to jump down on the 9, trying to find a way to pass clean and green through here, but it is not to be. Fultner doing everything she can just to try to keep momentum up. Matrissen a slight edge down the entry, but can't quite dial in the exits. Here comes lap traffic ahead, though, as Alexandra will get out of the way. And deep to the inside, Matrissen able to make the pass on the 9. Matrissen trying to get a second feature win in, but now will have to do a lot of climbing to get there. The 42R Randy Weirholt doing everything they got, trying to stay in control. Maintain grip, maintain speed, balance increases traction. You gotta make sure you don't overdo it and undersell it. Just stay focused, hit your marks, and find your lane. Right now it's a 2nd and 4/10 here between Matrissen and Weirholt. That is the gap at the moment. Lauren Fultner here just trying to find something, if anything. Maybe a bit of a shot in the dark, a shot at supremacy, something. Whatever they can, it doesn't matter. They are just looking for everything they got inside that cockpit. But it is still Weirholt with a huge lead, growing and building. Now the time is 2nd and 7/10 on that 3E and the 9. Fultner no going into this race too. She would be in an absolute fight for that position here because she is 2nd place right now in points with Ethan Matrissen by only a mere 9 points. And with days and times closing down, every point will now matter and every position will be key at stake leading into the season championship race next month. But for Randy Weirholt right now, this is all about just staying focused on their position, staying focused on what they've got. Don't care what the other does. Don't worry about what anyone else is. Don't even figure out who's in points or what. He just wants to make a point tonight and make sure he puts everyone on blast with nationals coming up ever so quicker and slightly through these days. Weirholt now with almost a 3-second lead. Coming off turn number 4. We'll see if the gap changes. We are now with a green-white checkered coming up. White flag next time by. Matrissen just trying at this point stay in consistency territory and just don't do anything silly. He doesn't know where Fultner is, so at this point just keep racing your lane. Down the back half though one more time and heading from off turn 3 and 4. Randy Weirholt, the 42R, dials it into victory lane tonight. A full 3-second gap there between the two front runners. Safe to say Weirholt did not let anyone take this one away from him. A good showing there from the intermediate wings here. Good to see them being able to bring out some numbers and bring the fight tonight. Now it's time for an absolute chaotic battle of absolute pure calamity and excitement, as now Box Stock bring you the final 16 in this A main event feature. Let's take a look at the starting lineup on the pole. The 1K is Cruz Miller from Des Moines, Iowa. The outside in the 88, Gannon Heimbaum from Mitchellville, Iowa. Row number 2, the 79, Dax Housley from Reynolds, Iowa. The outside in the 20 dub, Rory Willer from Agency, Iowa. Row 3 in the 50K, Camden Gasper from Newton, Iowa. The outside, the 17S, Cash Stanberry from Sturgeon, Missouri. Row 4, the 27D, Riker Lopez Beck from Bennington, Nebraska. The outside, the 25, Sky Peterson from Pella. Row 5, the 4C Carson George from Altoona, Iowa. The outside, the 13H Caden Hamden from Oskaloosa. Row 6, the 1X is Brant Brooks from Centralia, Missouri. The outside, the A3 Maximus Henderson from T, South Dakota. Row number 7, the 22 Carson Sanders from Des Moines, Iowa. The outside, the 02 is Raxton Hahn from Ottumwa. Final row, row 8, the 81 Henry Booyer from West Des Moines, Iowa. The outside, the 49L Landon Knetch from Whitmore, Iowa. This is your final 16, the Sweet 16, if you will, of Box Stocks race fans. Next time around, we send them to the green flag on by, wave them down, show them some love. It's parade lap time for Box Stocks. Entering into this race tonight, Gannon Heimbaum and Cruz Miller only separated out by 5 points in the Leader Championship stake. Rory Weller at a 9.09 as well, only separated out from the top spot by a mere 46 points. Carson Sanders and Henry Booyer just under 100 or just barely over 100 depending on the position. Those are your top 5 looking to gain more ground and points in this championship hunt. Green flag is out. It's showtime. Whoa, hold on, whoa. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Whoa. Trouble for the 83 and the 02. Raxton Hahn there getting trapped up with the 83 of Maximus Henderson, and I have no idea where on earth the 49L Landon Knetch went there, but man, the driver from Whitmore, holy smokes, he was wall riding that thing around like I do in a video game. He had that thing all over that wall protection. So they're going to get him refired here and reset on the track. Race fans got chaotic down there. As the flagman down there just said a second ago to us, he said he thought it was going to get a lot worse than that. Thankfully, it did not. That just shows you the level of expertise and the mindset of these drivers, realizing a bad situation, having to react quickly on the fly with not even seconds but milliseconds to spare. That is absolutely incredible natural reactions these guys and gals have to do on the fly. We're going to wheel them down right off of turn number 3 into 4, looking for the starting zone. Green back out, and here we go. Everybody now going to try to look for their lane, trying to look for their spots, down through the positions. Clear them off, turn number 2. No. Yellow on the starters. That is not the start we wanted. Well, it sounds like from what I hear, the 1K of Cruz Miller, he got a little antsy. He didn't want to wait around, and he fired off a little sooner than he was supposed to. Gonna need to be careful here. Gotta get him back fired up again on turn 3 and 4. Oh, that's a much better start, and we're back to the green. But that means also everyone's pretty closer together. Can they clear the gaps? Try everyone pushing and shoving, trying to find the lanes. Now down to the runs. It's now time to race this one through and through. Everybody right now just trying to get speed up. Riker Lopez back though, the 27D into the infield. Can he reset? He's going to be stuck on the verge. Yellow is out for the 27D. He refires it, but that yellow is out on that 27D. That'll put him in the tail end. That is strike number 1 or 2 if you will, for the 27D. One more strike, and it's game over and out of the ballpark. And there's one thing I learned in baseball, race fans, is that you never, ever, ever argue with the umpire, or in this case, the officials or that flagman down there. Not to say that they're like umpires and that they get their feelings hurt really easy. It's just they don't play around with the rules here. All right, race fans, we're going to get everybody dialed back in here and set front center stage again here. Right now, Cruz Miller leading it down, and how fitting is it that the front two of points are now literally split swatched in between positions. Cruz Miller looking for win number 2 in the mains. Gannon looking for his first. We'll settle him on down on turn number 3 and 4. Down to the green flag again, and it's back to the action. Down to the inside right now, the 4C of Carson George immediately making a liking on the 17S Stanberry. Stanberry not able to hold him down, and look out, here comes that 79 Housley's making a charge. And Camden Gasper in the 50K not far behind. Gannon Heimbaugh right now realizing he is in a points hunt in a battle, trying to battle quick. He fights hard on Gasper. Gasper not exactly expecting that one. Gannon probably was trying to think maybe he could kind of keep him clear and steer him away from trouble, but right now, Gannon is literally locking horns like a bull in a parade. Oh, hold on down there, Carson George, that 4C, loosey-goosey out 4, almost set the 20 double. Rory Weller for the ride that stays in control and maintains speed. They only lost a position out of it, but man, Rory, that could have been bad for him. Staying one step ahead and staying in control right now. Liker Lopez back here making a move off on the back half. He's making some charges. It's mid-pack madness ensuing. Oh, and there's trouble on turn 3 and 4 though. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Brant Brooks there spinning out in front of the 27D from what I'm being told down there. That is the official call from our flagmen down there. The officials look like they're going to kind of go with that as well. And looking from the camera angle I got there, great shot from our camera crew down there. It looks like we did catch it just barely. And it looks like that was indeed just only on the 1X there. Didn't look like they had any help or anything in that case, so unfortunately put themselves back in this situation here. So the lineup now all set, ready to get back down to it. We're going to get that yellow out of the way and get the green up. Your local weatherman up here in the booth, the big mouth, that'll probably end up in the dead man's hit list tonight, is giving you the radar report that we've got at least an hour to finish this one up before Mother Nature has a word with us. So we're going to get this finished in one way or another, race fans, if we have something to say about it. Ready to pull them down in through turn number 3 and 4. Got to stay slow and steady. Keep speed and maintain grip. Back to the green. There's the flag, and here we go again. Whoa! Camden Gasper trying to catch the inside run and got the entire verb, and that Rory Weller's in. Oh, my! Oh, my. On turn number 2, Rory Weller slipping it up, and Henry Booyer getting trapped in between there. Got another card there in the mix as well. I can't quite see the number on that one. That looks like a 02 of Raxton Hahn. So from the look of it and from the camera angle as well, the 20 dub of Rory Weller, unfortunately, spinning in front of the field, causing that to start that chain reaction. So that will put them in the tail, it sounds like, unfortunately. Good to see Raxon Hondo as well as Henry Booyer at least able to come out of it okay, except for Booyer. Looks like he might have to pull it in the infield. Looks like the Ghost of English Creek, unfortunately, not able to continue on tonight. Tough breakdown there for the 81. Field now needing to get squared back up once more. The lineup is back in check here. Race fans, Cruz Miller leading this one down for the 5 laps here with still 10 more still need to be completed. Dax Housley, though, man, keep your eye on that one because he has been the one that's got the most wins in the features and the only one that's got multiple wins in the box stocks. This could play a huge factor and a huge position here as he continues to try to hunt for more ground clearance and more runs, setting himself up for what is to come here from Nationals in due time. But green flag out in the sky. Here we go once again. Well, it sounds like a jump on the 1X down there and sending old Rory Weller for a little bit of a tail whip and a whip up in the wheelie zone. Good thing they got those wheelie bars back there to keep these things on the ground. Otherwise, that thing was going to be flipping on its lid. Meanwhile, though, in the mix, you got to switch up as Camden Gasper gets it ahead of the 88 again. Heimbaum and Carson George looking on quickly from behind. Watch out, though. Here comes Sanders. Carson Sanders at 22. Deep in the inside, looking for the top 5 spots. George trying to hold down, trying to keep Sanders at bay, but the 22 deep in. He wants the daily double trouble from the 22. Cruz Miller. Oh, wait a minute. Cruz Miller's got a problem. The 1K is slowing up on the pace. Cruz Miller has slowed down the pace. He's in the way of traffic. He's trying to get out of there. It's not going to happen. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Wrong with the 1K down there. Oh, my word. This is not what he wanted to have happen. Power goes out off the turn number 4, and X Housley just pretty much having to snatch that one away from him. What a terrible break, though, for the 1K. That points race right now just got even harder for the 1K, coming off a race win last time out and now having to look on as he'll see the top point setter in the 88 get basically a free pass tonight. Probably a bit of frustration in that inside that 1K's mind right now. Here, Cruz definitely not happy with that, and I can't blame them at all either. They'll get at least a chat down there with Henry Booyer as well as the 83. He's pulled in. Maximus Henderson, unfortunately, traveling all the way from T, South Dakota, unfortunately, just not able to keep things going here as well. Looks like Maximus might try and talk to Cruz down there saying, hey, kid, it's okay. Just calm down and try to relax. But there's one good thing right now in this points race, again, is that there is still time for plenty of racing and plenty of action and moments to get what they need in the point system. But as a driver and as someone that goes out there and constantly is trying to fight so hard for each and every single point, as well as trying to make themselves well known around these parts, it is absolutely frustrating and just cannot be understated how tough it is as a driver to have to look at that machine and realize that that points lead and that position you were looking for is getting harder and harder to grasp at. Well, the 1X was not too enthused down there. As I was talking, you saw him probably get his hand out the window. He was saying, hey, wait a minute, why am I back here? You jump the start out of the gate. You got to go 2 positions back. You can't play your own rules. You follow ours. Green flag back up, and here we go. Much better start out of the gate. And Heimbach, oh, he's wasting no time. Right down on the inside there, the 4C of Carson George. But George almost capitalizing on it now, looking to try to make a move on the 22. Sanders. Meanwhile, Riker Lopez Beck going at it here with a 13H of Caden Hamden. Hamden right now just trying to stay in control. Right up the mix with Sky Peterson. Peterson up on the outside track. Oh! And Riker takes a nice side swipe with a 25. Sky probably not too enthused about that. Probably wants to get a little bit of payback when they can as they lead them down off of turn number 4. It's Dax Owsley with a lead growing further and further, nearly in the full second time zone. Camden Gasper trying to keep that gap and let it get closed up. Braxton Hahn kind of mixing and matching it up a little bit down there with Landon. Landon probably wasn't too thrilled to getting nailed around down there, but next time by, it's white flags, lap time. Off turn 3 and 4, that white is out for the 79 of Dax Housley. He's looking to finish this one strong. Oh, wait a minute, we got a tangle up on turn 3. Tangle up, yellow, yellow, yellow. The 1X there, it looks like a Brant Brooks, and the 49L of Landon Ganetch there, unfortunately, getting tangled up and can't get out of there. Whoa, hang on down there, Rory. It's not time to do donuts and freestyle around here. Still got to finish the race, my good sir. I'm not exactly sure who started what, who caused what, but all I do know is when you get a little tangled up down there, it doesn't exactly go well here. And it sounds like the 1X is going to the infield. Unfortunately, that will be the end of Brant Brooks' night. Landon's going to the tail as well. "13 laps down, green-white checkered is coming out." Time for a green-white checker attempt. For those that do not know what that means, it's very simple. You see that big green flag Mr. Ethan holds? He'll wave it. He'll switch to a white as the next driver comes by. And then after that, we give them the big double checker flag and finish out their race night. It's that simple. It's so simple, even a caveman can catch on to it. If anybody remembers the old Geico references. And then again, maybe I'm just showing my age around here. Off turn number 4, green flag, back up once more. Well, Rory Weller wasting no time. He wanted to get a move on, and he's going to try to fight hard and scratch for places. Carson Sanders doing much the same. Camden Gasper trying to hold him down as they continue on through with a white flag and in the air. Dax Housley just wants to finish this one on a good note. Sanders making his way around Camden as George is pushing everything he's got, but off 3 into 4, Housley taking double checkers on home. Second's going to go to Carson Sanders. Third goes to Carson George. Fourth will go to Camden Gasper. And rounding it out in the top 5 tonight, the 88, Gannon Heimbach. Some great racing moments mixed in between race fans, some heartbreak as well, but nevertheless, that is what I would consider a great main event here for racing. And the thing is now we are going to increase the power, we're going to increase the fields. We have got 3 features left. We're going to get these drivers lined up and get them ready to go. We're going to get the tech shed up to use and working down there in Victory Lane. But race fans, here is going to be the next lineup. 250 cc's. And here is who you've got. On the pole, in the number 52 is Knox Pearson from Pella, Iowa on the outside. The 60 is Riley Dawson from Indianola, Iowa. Row number 2 in the 79 is Dax Housley from Reynolds, Iowa on the outside. And the 5 is Ashley Slaughter from Iowa City, Iowa. Row 3 in the 60M is Marshall Dawson from Indianola, Iowa outside. And the 14 is Luke Garner from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Row forward, the 45K is Caden Daniels from Moravia, Iowa on the outside. And the 99, Jay Smashing from Carroll, Iowa. Row number 5 in the 17S, Cash Stanberry from Sturgeon, Missouri. The outside in the 15K, Colin Sly from Bondurant, Iowa. Your final row, row 6, the 777 of Drake Ballard from Macon, Iowa. And in the 18, J.J. Thornton from Pleasant Hill, Iowa. That will be your 250 cc's. Entering into this race tonight, race fans, on the points docket, presented in part by our friends over on EnglishCreekSpeedway.com. In this one, it was Riley Dawson entering in with 1,093 points so far tonight. Caden Daniels at 1,030. Knox Pearson at 1,009. Garner at 954. And the other Dawson boy at 914. That is the top 5 that theoretically, as long as they keep this pace and everything going, they are the ones that are hunting for the championship plaques at the end of the season, as well as the stakes that go along with it. Can Riley Dawson or Knox Pearson get themselves back into victory lane? They are the only 2 drivers in the main event so far in 250s that have come out on top. Riley Dawson has been an absolute unit in this division. He has won every single one except for 2. Knox Pearson getting a June 19th as well as last week's feature win. Riley has scored the rest of them. He's looking to try and get that lead going and maintain it further and put Knox Pearson even further behind the 8 ball. But for this one, Peterson will be the one who settles them up and starts them down. Gonna get the field ready to roll here. Gonna need to get a quick push to that 79 down there, Dax Housley. There he goes. I've said it once, I'll say it again, race fans. It is gonna be showtime. Next time on by, wave your drivers down. This is parade lap time for 250 cc's. $15 laps to the distance here. We will take everyone to the shack and bring this one on down back. Bringing them on through turn number 3 and going into turn number 4. It's showtime for 250 cc's. Out of the gate, it will be Knox Pearson leading us down. Dax Housley right on the inside now trying to make his jump. On the outside lane, Riley will immediately now trying to find some ground. Ooh, wait. Yellow. Oh, I see a little bit of debris down there in turn number 2. Hey, wait a minute. What was that little drift that ATV official did down there? He drifted around this place like he was in a stock car, in a pro stock. What a sweet little drift down there. Got to give him credit, but nevertheless, there was a little piece down there of debris. We're going to get him a reset. Did not get any laps in. Not sure exactly what the debris was, but nevertheless, it was a big white piece down there we've seen. Field now going to square back up. Lights have flickered off now here. We're going to get him back to the green. back off down through turn number 3 into 4. And green flag back out once more. Complete restart for 250. Dawson immediately going to try to make it work here. To the inside. Here we go. Slider on turn 3 and 4. Peterson. Whoa, get it. He hanged on to that one, but it's going to be Dawson for the lead. Dax Housley now looking to try to get in between there, between the 52 and the 60, but it is now with Garner and Caden Davis trying to find some momentum to clear around. There comes Marshall Dawson on the inside there, the 60M making some moves off on the 45K, trying to dial it in down, get some momentum cleared up. Dawson putting to work on Caden. Caden Daniels right now nowhere to go except to fight it out. Slide jog between both drivers as they go neck and neck between one another. Down on the back half and through the front straightaway. Every driver here just trying to stay same speed and distance. Every driver themselves now just trying to find their lane. Some going to the bottom, some going to the middle. Everyone though knows what they can do. They've set their carts up for that kind of style, that kind of tempo. With the pace down though, Riley Dawson, he's got such a lead growing and brewing. He's coming up quick as we got trouble there. Looks like that is the 45K of Daniels. He's come to a stop off turn number 2. Not sure exactly what went wrong down there. We're taking a look at the footage and the replay real quick here, see if we can get a look at it. And that's all on the 45K. He spun himself around there. No help, nothing else you can do. Nothing else you can do. Mother Nature, can you please just for once stay away? I know she can hear me up there. I'm literally a dead man with a hot mic in hand. I know she can hear me up there. I don't want birthday boy getting drenched before he has his big day tomorrow, for crying out loud. I'd like to have him nice and happy and probably a little bit drier than anything. Field is ready to get back down to it though here. Light flickered off again here. We're ready to get him back down on the track. Again, we're keeping a close eye on the radar and wanting to get this finished in as we bring him off through turn number 4. Back onto the green, and here we go. Riley Dawson immediately taking a liking the outside. Uh-oh, hold up down there. Look out. Poland slide, slips on by. That is the 15K there, call and slide, unfortunately. Overdrove it down in the turn, and now we'll have to go to the tail. Oops, sorry about that. Forgot I had my mic up and running. Next time by, we're going to get them refired once more. Race fans, I know it's starting to get a little bit wet down there, but just be ready because things are about to heat up and dry up on the track once more here when these 250cc's get back down to it. Riley Dawson will lead us through, sending the pace and back to the green. Knox Pearson not giving Riley any room this time. He wants a bid. He wants some reassured, measured payback right now, side by side with the 16. But Riley able to keep his momentum going. Oh, calling up on turn 2. Can they reset it? No. Yellow's out. Yellow's out. And I think that's strike number 2, which means it's to the infield. And that will lose another driver here. You know, the longer this goes, folks, especially here on YouTube, you can't see it very well. Obviously, there is a little bit of a drizzle down there and a little bit of rain kind of clouding on the track. The longer this goes, the worse it's going to be for these drivers because, again, they're running on track tires that could be slicks or less grippy because they're trying to get as much power down on the track. When that water comes down, though, and it gets onto the circuit, it can make it slippery and make it harder to control. So now this becomes an endurance race and to beat the clock challenge, if you will, just trying to hopefully hang on and not get yourself in any more of a mess. It's going to be less grip and turning into a slippery slope, which means it's a driver's track at that point. Going to try to hopefully get this in before too little too late. The officials will keep an eye on things as we bring him back down. No. Mr. Riley, my good sir, I don't think that's exactly how you're supposed to start a race, my good friend. What kind of transformation lineup was that there? Was he trying to go up and down and zigzag him and catch him off guard? I don't think I've ever seen that one before. I know Riley's trying to play possum with him down there and catch him off guard, but that's not exactly what I would consider the smartest move to do. And the officials agreed. Okay, looks like he's going to try to be a little smarter this time. Down on 3 and 4. He knows Knox is hunting for him. Back to the green. Much better starting. Look on the outside, Jace Mashing in the 99. Making his presence felt with the 777 of Bauer. Bauer not able to keep that 99 in check. Or so they thought. He's the inside now looking through. Caden Daniels trying to fight back and get one step ahead of it too. That is your mid-back madness shootout between the front runners and the back runners. Knox Pearson right now thought he had some speed going to get that 16, but Riley is not giving him an inch. Now Marshall Dawson, look at the Dawson boys. Marshall starting to dial things in. Have we finally started to put things together? He certainly thinks so as he's trying to hunt down that 52 and Knox Pearson, leading their way down. We've got 4 laps left to go. This time it will be 3 left. 3 more need to be finished. Next time by a street quite high and start. Whoa! Ashley Slaughter off turn number 4, tags up 1 and sends us to the yellow. Slaughter went right down off turn 4 and unfortunately just went way too hard into the corner and into the driver and caught that whole rear end slipping out underneath him. We're going to try to get it refired here and get it back out on the circuit. And that's going to fall on the 5 here. The officials are down there right now testing the mud, checking the circuit, making sure that it's still race enough here. They're going to be keeping a close eye on this right now. They know they cannot put these drivers at risk and put them in danger. Again, they're going to keep close eye on this stuff here. We want to try to get this night in, folks, but if Mother Nature wins this battle, there's nothing we can do. We're going to try, though. Here's green flag flies back up. Riley Dawson again leading us down here. Knox Pearson right in the 2nd spot. Here comes Marshall, though, trying to join his fellow Dawson brethren. Looking for speed and momentum to carry through. Final 2 laps next time on by. Green flag high in the air. We got 2 left to go. Next time, White's coming out, looking at Townley. The 79 finding a little bit of run there on corner as Frank Ballard immediately going hard on the charge with the 99 of Mashing. White flag is in the air. Riley Dawson just wants to put this one to bed. Down on the back straightaway, heading for him on turn 3 into 4. Riley Dawson's getting it done tonight. Riley Dawson going to get that victory tonight. Knox Pearson goes 2nd, 3rd goes to Marshall Dawson, 4th. Dax Housley and Luke Garner will take home a top 5 finish. We have 2 more features still need to be completed right now. We are getting a look on the track right now to make sure it can be race ready and still compatible. We're being told we can get them in if we just hurry them out and get them done. Here we go, race fans. Adult Wing Outlaws are coming out. We are in a race against the clock. We're going to try and get this one in one way or another. There's just 2 features left. This is the Adult Wing Outlaws. And on the pole, the undefeated one himself, Chad Nillis in the 000 from McCook Lake, South Dakota, the outside. And the number 2 is Ethan Thompson from Carlisle. Row number 2 in the 21, Landon George from Monroe, Iowa, the outside. The 49, Carmine South from Knoxville, Iowa. Row number 3, the 5 is Haley Fogel from Pella, Iowa, the outside. 19H, Braden Hicklin from Polk City, Iowa. And final row 4, the 50, Toby Weaver from Pleasant Hill, Iowa. And the 34, Justin Fairchild from Oskaloosa, Iowa. Triple checking with the drivers right now, make sure they want to race and they want to get into this. We're trying to give them the signal to give us the thumbs up or the thumbs down if they want to go for it. Again, we're going to let this in the drivers' hands. Again, they're the ones that want to race. They're the ones that want to put it up tonight. So it sounds like we're going to give them a couple laps real quick. Just make sure we can get the track pushed in here. Try to see if we can get some of that loose stuff kind of buried down in the dirt and get this thing back up and running. The only nice thing about dirt versus asphalt when the rain comes down is that, again, dirt needs water to get the moisture in it as well as to get that surface compounded down on the ground, whereas asphalt, well, let's just say it basically turns into can you hold on for dear life, or do you just want to go for the ride of your life? So right now they're going to run a couple more laps around. They're just trying to get the track burned in and trying to get it squared up. Drivers want to race, as we obviously know. I know you fans back there have been waiting all night for this. You want to get this in. I know you guys down there. You're definitely our hardcore folks that will go the distance with us here, and we will join with you. Lights are off, race fans. We're getting this one in. Adult Wing, 15 laps the distance. Will Chad Nillis remain undefeated tonight, or does someone have something for him on turn 3 and 4? It's time to find out. And out of the gate, it will be Nillis leading it, but Thompson, he's on the outside immediately trying to push and shove his way around. Nillis knows he cannot hold that 2 back on that long from there. Now trying to reach up to the outside, trying to get some momentum gripped around. Landon George here in a hot battle there with Braden Hicklin, as well as the 49 and Carmine South. You've got battles all around. Oh, and Carmine giving Hicklin a little bit of an old hickey on the side. Oh, look out. Woo, hold on, hold on. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Hicklin slipping her off turn 2. Looks like we got 1 lap down in that one before caution came out here. All right, race fans are going to get them squared back up once again here. Put them back on their paces and back on the nose. Nose to tail and down around, ready to fire them on down again. Off through turn number 3, coming through turn number 4. Nilles will lead us. Thompson on the outside right now, immediately trying to get a jump on that 000. Nilles knows he's going to be challenged tonight. The streak is on the line right now. Thompson is going for him today. Thompson gets a good run off, and now it is Thompson to the lead. Since the beginning, that's what the 000 was worried about. He knew the 2 was fast. He came back with a fiery vengeance. He's been gone for a while, but tonight it looks like he finally has got something dialed in. Leading him down off turn number 4. Thompson holding us down here, but Nilles is not out of the woods yet. He can still fight back. We've seen him go from worse spots here before. Tobin Weaver in the 50, hanging on there with the 49 Carmine South, putting some work down in that one. Neck and neck in a battle for supremacy here. Nilles, again, he's looking hard for a run there on the 2. He can't quite get him. He's just trying to get as much speed as he can. Thompson is not exactly running away, though. It's a dead heat in terms of position and points here for their runoff in the corners and in the distance. But so far, it's been the 2 that's had the better of the 000 just by a little bit. But one little bobble, that's all it can take. Thompson not worried about it. He's just worried about trying to hit his marks while at the same time just hoping Mother Nature plays nice. Nilles, though, look at this. The inside. Thompson. Oh, Thompson closed the door on him. Woo-hoo-hoo. Oh, mama, we got ourselves a doozy here. And Thompson way loose on turn 3 and 4. There was the bobble. He ended up catching it just in time. Nilles was not able to do the same. He couldn't capitalize on it. Now needs to find something as they're working up closer to lap traffic. We've got 10 now down, 5 left to go. Streak on the line. Nilles has been undefeated from the word go this season. Yet to have been truly challenged for quite some time, but now his shot trying to take this one away from the 2 is looking bleaker and bleaker. And Nilles, oh, that's a problem. The 000's got a major problem. He's coming to a slowdown. The motor is not up to full stop. Nilles has got a major problem. He's just going to try to hold it down as Landon George makes his way around on turn number 4. White flag one more time. The streak is all but over this season. He will not go undefeated for the entire season. But off turn number 4 for the number 2, Ethan Thompson is looking to do something he's not done since last year in this place, and that's take it back to victory lane. Ethan Thompson's going to victory lane.